Is it working? Is it working? Am I live? I can't even tell. Hold on. Where's the remote? Oh my God, it's me. Oh my God, it's me. Why is there a watermark? Close enough. Why is there a watermark? Close enough. This is so cursed. This is the peak of cursed content. Alright, hold on. This is so cursed. This is the peak of cursed content. Alright, hold on. I'm back. Jeez. You would not believe this tomfoolery. I went out because I heard my mom come back home. I go upstairs to go see what she's doing so I could ask her to come into the stream. Shut up. I go back upstairs to see what she's doing. She's not even there. How? Why? I guess she stepped back out. But her phone's here. That doesn't even make any sense. I don't get it. What's going on? Anyway, got 2 people in chat. 2 chatters. What's up? Who are you? Say something, please. I'm out here in the Squidward alone dimension. Radio silence. I live in a society. Anyway. Fuck if I know. What was I saying? Everyone, turn this down. I guess I could have this in the background. I'm gonna... I don't know. Now somebody's walking around. I don't get what's happening. Anyway, before I get to the main topic, I'll probably attempt to let a few more people pull in. Because I know I have more... No, somebody just left. I hate it here. I hate it here, bro. Life is agony. Anyway, what's poppin', fellas? Singular chatter who's still here. Singular viewer. What's poppin'? Yesterday, I went on a little walkie walk because I had to take my outfit on tour because my fit was hard. And when I was at the park, I saw a hawk. It's crazy. It was big as hell. It was super loud. It made that cartoon noise that the hawks make. I kind of forgot they did that in real life. Isn't that crazy? Something like that. It's depressing out here, bro. Stream's been live for like 7 minutes, so I guess in like 3 minutes when it's like 10, start talking back about the main topic or whatever. Cause the actual topic of the real topic of the stream is interesting, but you know, I'm just out here suffering. Anyway, does my fit go hard? You can see, did I step back far enough to be seen? Yay. Said my fit is cute. Thank you. Zanny Frau in Isle Martinez saying, oi, oi, oi. Peak. We really in here. Yay. How y'all doing on this fine Friday evening? The glare on my glasses is crazy. There's so much shit in here. It's like ridiculous, honestly. It's been a minute since I've been down here on a live stream. Last time I live streamed, this whole room setup was different. The couch is over there instead of over here. I used to have a table and just have it streaming at me like this. But this is, it's a hot mess down here, man. It's crazy. It looks insane. But I don't know where to put this stuff. Because honestly, I'm in the basement. Like, that's what basements do, isn't it? They just have stuff in it. But yuck. Anyway, since it's like 10 minutes in, I'm just going to start yapping. So, as you could look at the title in the stream and see, it says, this is why I can't do TikTok. Shut up. Anyway, what was I just saying? Yeah. So, this whole week, I was sitting around thinking like, dang, what am I going to make for my weekly video? What am I going to do for my weekly video? I got to be consistent if I want to grow on the platform. What am I going to make for my video? And so I had no idea for like all week. And I didn't really record anything because of that. Until like last night when, you know, during my nightly YouTube watching, I was just like watching YouTube, and then this like somebody was reacting and like commentating on this girl who's like, she's on TikTok, right? And she's supposed to be like one of those life coach people. And so she's out here life coaching or ADHD coaching. I don't remember what she was actually. See, this is one of the struggles of having to use your phone to stream, is that you can't use your phone to look anything up. But so her username is like coaching with something. I think her name starts with a K. I'm not exactly sure. I could be making this up. It's coaching with first name. And it's this white lady. And so she's out here, like, I guess probably the rest of her normal content before this was corny stuff like that. And so, but the relevant portion of this is that she started like chronicling her like tumultuous, dramatic relationship with her psychiatrist or something like that. Except the kicker is there is no tumultuous, dramatic Tubi movie relationship with a psychiatrist. She's literally just delusional. And it's like scary how delusional she is in this, because it's like, it's one thing to be completely and be like, sit here and be like, oh, this is like, he want me, like they have a crush and then be like, oh, he want me so bad, or something dumb like that. But it's a completely another thing to be like, it's not me who wants him. He's like, he wants me, and because he's my therapist, he's my psychiatrist, he's out here, he's manipulating me, and and something delusional land, he's a bad person because I said so, and I had feelings, and I don't know how to be normal about it. And also, all of this is made up in my head. And she's out here calling all sorts of crazy stuff, and just generally being nutty and stuff like that. And you have this issue where it's just like, because he is a, like, what, medical? Well, yeah, I guess technically, because psychiatrists give you the medicine. So, yeah, so I guess he's technically a medical professional. And so he has to deal with HIPAA or something like that. And because he's dealing with HIPAA, he's not really the type of person where, like, if it was like a one-on-one normie on normie issue, to where you can like just like go back online and retaliate, he can't have a rebuttal, because that would be like, because she's already snitched on herself so much, he can't meet her halfway, or else he would be giving the final link that would break the HIPAA violation. So she really has this like, she has this psychiatrist dude in like a career stranglehold by being insane on her TikTok account platform, her internet platform, as if you would. And it's like insane. Like the things she says are just like it's completely out of line. Like, even if you won, this was like a real relationship, you still couldn't say this stuff. But there was no relationship, because she made this all up in her head, because she has a crush on him and she's crazy. And when we say like, oh, she's crazy, it's not just a hee hee ha ha, oh, she's so delulu. No, like there's something that's like there's something medically wrong with her, and something like needs to be addressed. It's like crazy. So she starts here, she's like starts her like personal mini series, to where like, and she's like, another side note that people have been kind of talking about, it's like a sideline conversation mostly in like comment sections or whatever. She really is stealing like the Risa Tisa format of breaking the story down to tiny like mysterious pieces, except she's not halfway as good as Risa Tisa, and also she's lying the whole time. See, the Risa Tisa story was true, and she really did have a nutty husband. She does not have a nutty psychiatrist. She is the nutty patient, and she doesn't understand that. And honestly, there's a point where it's just like, the fact that she's only technically diagnosed with ADHD truly is like a failing of like both the psychiatrist and the therapist, because she did have a separate therapist. When I was first watching this yesterday, I didn't I recorded a couple thoughts, but they were all over the place, and some things weren't accurate. So I'm like, there's too much going on. I should just longer format. I'm just gonna yap. And so I originally thought, was he the same guy? Does he have two jobs? He's doing both in one shot? No, he is the psychiatrist exclusively. This is the person that you have a monthly chat with typically, and like, they're like, okay, yeah, you're doing normal. Keep your meds going. Or, up your meds, down your meds. This is not the therapist. But also, it goes crazy. And she's like chronicling her story where she's like, he manipulated me. He slyly manipulated me into craving his attention, being dependent on his attention or whatever. And when her first video, she opens it up with some nut shit. Like, it's like, oh, there's something to be said about emotionally dead men who enter the psychiatric field or study psychology. And, instead of feeling their feelings, they just want to, something ignorant, something mad ignorant and frankly kind of sexist, to just be a huge deflection of the fact that she's insane. And that it's everybody else's fault. Now, one other thing, I think I posted in my community tab, but no, I didn't. This was a part of the community tab post. But I had worded out and I said, I was thinking it in my head. I was by myself or whatever. That every word, every sentence that comes out of her mouth needs to be paused and commentated on. That's how just everything is she's so bad at being a liar and being delusional. Some people, they have that certain way of going about it, that certain flavor, where they could dangle a lie over your head and do their little dancey dance to maybe you could say, okay, are they lying? Are they not? She's like liar 101. This is baby's first lie. This is it's not even a challenge to decipher exactly what's wrong to you. You know how in debate circles or whatever, they could pick down oh, that's appeal to emotion, that's slippery slope fallacy, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. You could sentence by sentence break down deflection, projection, insane people logic, crazy girlfriendism. You could literally break down, not even literally, I am not kidding, sentence by sentence, everything that's wrong with her point of view, her worldview, and everything out of her mouth is a blatant lie that you could see through so far. And you could see through it because it's not even hard. It's oh, well, he said, insert quote here, but what, he really meant, and then she says an insane, he want me incelism. It's just making up completely an entirely new narrative about how every little thing is a secret sign that one, he wanted me so bad, so he made me want him so bad, but which is manipulation, because he's a terrible person, but also I don't even like him like that. But also if he called me back, I wouldn't mind. It's just she's almost 30, I swear. And it's okay, I don't actually know if she's almost 30, but she looks grown. She looks like a settled in adult. She's supposed to have a career. She talked about when I was in my 20s, I was in college, and that's when I was on my ADHD meds. So that's why I reached out to a psychiatrist. I looked up the first one in my city, and this is how I got here. So she mentions their college era, it was kind of a while ago. Some people bring up their high school experience. So that's why I'm just gonna use social deduction to be she's probably 30. And so she's probably 30, and she's acting like a high school girl. And just being oh my God, Chad totally wants me. You seen the way he asked me for my notes on my homework? And it's just no, Chad's dumb. Chad just didn't do his homework. He don't want you. But he's no, he want me so bad. He want me so bad. And it's just, and she's a total stalker. Not what she has, that's inaccurate. That's an inaccuracy. As far as I know, where she's not stalking him, but she has the precise, like, stereotypical stalker personality traits, like, beyond the, like, delusionalism. There's a very specific brand where it's just like that. She want me so bad. I know we haven't met. I know she don't know me like that, but it's destiny. It's fate. It's like it already happened. It's like them, like, you know, like when you're manifesting, you're supposed to manifest it like it already happened. They're like, they think about it as if it's really, really, like, it's happening. It's already happened. It's destined to happen. It will always has happened. This is the way it is. I will wake up. She will be there. Every day that I wake up and she is not there is a day that Earth is wrong and everybody else is wrong. You can't argue me down and everybody else is insane and you can't tell me otherwise. And it's that sort of, like, completely illogical determination is like is like the heart of the stalker personality, where they just, like, can't get it in their heads that that's not how things work, and they just refuse to hear it by any means necessary. And for, you know, the average normal person, that's, like, completely unfathomable. Like, well, how, it doesn't make any sense. But that's just, like, I guess how delusions work. No, they don't make sense. It's a delusion. And so she's, like, making every episode, every installment, every TikTok is just like the tales of, like, this is, like, every episode is like, this is how he did X, Y, and Z. And it's like, this is proof that he was doing this, and that. She's telling it like a dramatic story, even though there's no story to really be there because it's not true. And that's another thing. It's just like, people are delusional. There's not a consistent, logical story that ties X, Y, and Z. It's just an ambient, like, idea of this is what is true. It's always been true. The hell? The hell is that? Hold on, let me get the door. Anyway, pull up to the live stream. I know you're subscribed to me. Chat in my chat. You don't have to, but, you know, support me. I'm back. What was I saying? There's somebody in here. I know you are. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, what was that? Was that the point where she was at the thing? She was saying every installment is... Yeah, pretty much, like, every installment of her videos is, like, her chronicling. Oh, that's where I was. Yeah, so there's not, like, a consistent A to B to C story that you can really tell if you're being delusional. Because it's just, like, an ambient spiraling idea of a situation with, like, players and actors. But it's not, like, you can't spell out the whole lore of your delusion, because there is no lore, because you made it up. And so she's, like, attempting to be a storyteller, trying to do the Risa Tisa method, but there's no story to be told. And so she's just like, it's just like a really kind of messy, like, gossip session about complete rumors, because she made it up in her head about how it's really crazy. I was like, how this, like, man is manipulating her or whatever. And so after like, and so she's gaining traction on TikTok or whatever, like episode by episode. She's like, I say episode, but they really are this like 30-second TikToks, because again, that's how Risa Tisa did hers, and she's a total copycat. And it gets like, put a pin in that, because that's somewhat relevant later when it comes to like not extracurricular. You know, this is like one of the little conversation points that orbits around the main topic, with people not commentating on the full story, but commentating on like the situation as it being happening on the internet. Somebody who knows more words than me probably knows something to point that in. However, anyway, put a pin in that, the Risa Tisa stealing method. And she's like, it's ridiculous. And so she's like in here. I'm trying to think of like specific quotes. It's a lot. Also, I had like a lot in my brain, but then I went to sleep because I was watching this like, it was like at least like 11, 12. It was later at night and I was ready to go to bed. But I was like, I watched my YouTube on the TV, so I'm like in there like staring at the TV, kind of cued in. Oh my God, it looks scary doing that. And so I'm cued into this TV, but I'm also, I guess I wasn't listening hard enough, because when I was recording little bits to be like, maybe I'm going to make a video about this, but I was forgetting names and stuff. But anyway, I guess there isn't so much to talk about until I remember exactly what she said. Even though I'm on YouTube right back behind me, I could just pull up the video that I watched. I'll do that later, actually. Good idea. Great idea, me. Anyway, so let's hop over to, remember when I said she was a life coach, ADHD coach, sobriety coach? She has no qualifications, by the way. She's just like an internet coach. I'm surprised she doesn't just like straight up sell courses. Fake job. Anyway, so she has a friend, had a friend, because they are not friends anymore, because main lady is crazy. Anyway, so she had a friend who I guess she took on as a client of hers for her coaching, who I guess she had like some sort of like sobriety. I don't know if she was like straight up like addicted, because I feel like if she was, she wouldn't be good at like non-specialized coaching. Unofficial, dubiously legal coaching wouldn't be the best for her, and it wouldn't work. So if I'm going off like what I think I seen in my brain, I think she was like teetering on the edge, because she had like, people have genetic family histories where like they just cannot be drinking or else it'll get to them. And so she was like, she was trying to walk that back and like, I guess, prevent it mostly. And so because they're friends, I'll be like, oh, I'll just support my friend's business. She goes to her. And in the beginning, because this is a multiple month, like multiple coaching sessions, like they're staying together, they're going to be in it for the long haul. And, you know, that's how they're supposed to be. But in the beginning, everything was normal, and that's like things were going all right enough and such and things, and she was getting coached and she's talking. Then she starts bringing in the coach lady. She starts bringing in like pseudoscientific, not that she was all that scientific, because again, she's not qualified, but she brings in like pseudoscientific ideas. Like I think the big one that she started introducing in first was something called human design, which sounds like something that could be like kind of sciencey, or like, oh, this is probably some sort of psychology that breaks down like why people act the way they do. It's astrology. It's literally like astrology with a suit instead of waist beads. Like it literally takes into account your birth chart and everything to assign people personalities based upon when they were born. And so when she starts getting into this, she also starts like slowly worming in more strange ideas that start sounding more and more delusional, conspiratorial, kind of spiritual psychosis-y, kind of a little bit psychotic. And she's talking about like, and so like more and more, she's talking about the book. And she's not just like using the philosophy within the book to target her like personality weaknesses. She's literally just reading the book from what she was learned from her guru, the human design guru, from her to because she's trying to put on the client, her friend, and she's not utilizing these tactics, these techniques to help her at this point anymore. It really does feel like she's just putting her on, like she's trying to get her into the group, or like like she's trying to worm her into like her MLM in a way. Although I don't think it's an MLM. I haven't looked up at all into the human design thing. This is why, if it was good, if I was on a PC, I just have my computer set up right here and I could just be like, let me go on Wikipedia. But I can't do that out here. But anyway, I haven't looked into the human design thing. It's weird. I'm just going to assume it's one of those woo-woo practices. I mean, it is one of those woo-woo practices, but I don't know if they're like a cult or an MLM or if there's a financial angle. I don't know. It could just be like one of those loose concepts like vibrational energy or whatever that just gets like thrown around every now and then. But less and less, it's becoming less about what the fixing, or if you will, the client, and getting her away from her problems and working her through those problems. It seems more and more like she's just trying to put her in on like whatever woo-woo ideas float through her head. And so, give me a second to breathe. I have a drink upstairs that I didn't bring downstairs like an idiot. But this is like, yeah. And so this was like, think it was like kind of like middle of, it was a few months. So I guess in the middle of their like era together, that the human design thing really started to show up. But by the end, like getting closer and closer towards the end, she keeps snowballing, getting crazier and crazier. And she's talking about like past life therapy. And it's, what the hell is past life therapy? How is this a therapy? And she's like, they're on like a Zoom call or whatever. And this is like, and so the client girl, she started talking on TikTok, like episode by episode. But it was a lot better of a video, because guess what? She's not lying. She's not telling lies through her teeth like the coach lady is. She's telling truths about her real experience. And wow, storytelling is so much better when you're not lying. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, so she's making her TikTok series on his girl, and she's telling people what I just relayed to y'all. And oh, it's a car. Weird. And so she's relaying what I just relayed to y'all, and there's a point where she's talking about the past life therapy, and she's like mentioned how they were in a Zoom call, and she's just like bouncing past lives back and forth of like, oh, well, you were this, and then it was no, I just forgot to tell you the most craziest thing apart for this. Okay, so before we get that, cycle back to the human lives thing, human design thing. In human design, there are like these personality archetypes that are relevant to the concept of whatever. I really should have did some more research into this. I wasn't thinking about it until I started thinking about it. But maybe I'll have a part 2. I don't know, maybe I'll go live tomorrow. Maybe I'll just like get a tablet, or I'll like borrow somebody's something so I can just have another device so I can look this up on the fly. But she was talking about like this, like the turning point with things. She's like, something severely wrong here is that she was mentioning like, oh, you're one of like, she had the coach lady had, after reading her birth chart, had said to the client lady that she had this sort of like special 1%er personality, and that this sort of personality is integral to the group, or integral to, like, she's like worldly important, because people with this personality will lead them out of struggle in the end times. What does that mean? That's crazy people talk. And she's saying like, oh, like, I guess it's like Scientology is also like loosely religious, or like, or something like that, where it's like you say something crazy and sounds pseudoscientific, and then you blend it in with something that's like unhinged and sounds vaguely biblical. And so I guess like whatever she was doing, whatever this guru, I don't know his group, I don't know the philosophy, but apparently this probably also has like apocalypse, like revelation stuff thrown in the mix for some reason. And then apparently, or whatever, there's going to be some sort of important end time that the chosen people of said group, the important peoples, the 1%er personalities, it was probably like 5% or whatever, that's like, I don't know, probably like, y'all are going to be the ones that get to visit us in the end, or get to make it through the end. But the 1%ers are the ones that will lead us to our salvation. And then you're like, you're insane. You're out of your gourd. And there's just no way, man. And so obviously this was like, in a sense, but I guess like, it wasn't like I was about to say episode by episode, session by, it wasn't like a session by session deal. So I guess that's why the client friend stuck with it for as long as she did, even though she's not buying any of this. And so when it gets to the point where she's talking about past life therapy, she's already like, oh, she's a nutter. And they're like, she's like bouncing past lives back and forth, and be like, oh, well, you were probably this and this and this. And then on the line, she said like, yeah, you probably had a couple murderers in your past lives. And so the client lady's like, oh, haha, that's kind of cool. You know, she probably, you know, joking or whatever, being silly. She's like, no, that's actually really bad. And it's like, I don't know, implying that she has like some sort of weird karma. I don't know where this leads to. And she's got that issue or whatever. And she's like, and so the client friend lady is sitting here thinking like, we've gotten so far away from the plot. We've gotten so far, like, how does this relate back to my original issue? And how does this help me? And she's thinking, and obviously the conclusion is, it isn't. These sort of things don't help people. And that's about the point where she's like, yeah, I'm not renewing. I'm not doing this anymore. And not only is she not renewing, but after every weird thing that's happened, she doesn't want to be friends anymore. Because how could you stick by after so much nutty stuff is just said to you? After it's like, it must feel crazy to just feel like you're being advertised to in a way. Advertising this group and like whatever they stand for. And I just can't, man. It's crazy. And I'm talking really hard. I really need to grab that drink, but I don't feel like it. Also, I got up like twice already. I should probably like lock in and speak more before I get back up. Unless, no. And that's like one of the like crazy offshoot strings of the story is the friend who is the client of her their coaching services. And 3 people, yay, we moving up. Kitty Chaos says hi. Hi Kitty. Hello. What's poppin'? It's crazy. It's insane. I don't know when you got in or how much you've heard, but man, if I need to recap any like strands, say something. But or else I'm just gonna keep marching forward as best as I can. And so here's the tea. But after that strand was finished up, and I'm like, so I have not, since I don't have a TikTok account and I don't use TikTok, I haven't done like first person, like, I'm watching this girl's videos. I was watching other people's videos that were talking about her and showcased a lot of the original videos in them. But those always come with commentary, and so I probably don't have like the rawest opinion out there. But I'm out of breath. And so, like, what's losing? I'm trying to think. What am I going at? Like, what's the point of this? And so, I guess I don't have, like, the OG, like, I'm probably missing a lot of steps, is probably what I mean. And getting back into, like, oh my god, I figured out the crazy, so, oh my god, walk back to, like, the client coach relationship part of this. One of the major, the third, I don't know if it's third chronologically, but there wasn't just like the human design. It wasn't just the past lives thing. It wasn't the astrology sort of. No, those were only 2 of 3 major reasons why she was like, no, we're not doing this anymore. Because the third thing is that the coach lady presented to her client, because, I don't know, she was feeling quirky. She decided to give her own confessional, where she introduced her to her personal language model, her personal strain of ChatGPT, in which she called Henry. She has named her ChatGPT instance, I guess that's what she refers to it, and I don't exactly know if this was the name of her psychiatrist. I think somebody said it might have been. Somebody might have said that the psychiatrist's name was something else. It's one of those things where I'm kind of like loose on it. But the general purpose is like she's been talking to this robot, and it's just been like going like, yeah, you're so smart. Oh my god, you know all this, dee. And you know how like ChatGPT will never tell you no. It will never say anything negative about you. This is what's really been frying people, is that, and like really just feeding into delusional people's delusions, is that it never tells you no, and it always eggs you on. Like, oh, you're so right. You're so right, bestie. The feds really are after you. You need to stand your ground. And that sort of thing. And it's just like, this is probably what's been greatly like exacerbating her issues. Yuck. Greatly exacerbating her issues. What the hell are they talking about? The Titanic? Anyway, the robot's exacerbating her issues. Lots of people have been struggling with like really just like being addicted to talking to their ChatGPT and like I guess other language models, because it's like smart enough to sound human enough to be pleasing and will never tell you no, and just like it really just like, if you're a lonely type of person or you've got things wrong with you, it's just like will fry your brain, because you will get addicted to talking to somebody who is completely perfect because you pretty much helped to manufacture it, and it will never tell you no for anything. A real friend would be like, nah, you're tweaking. Don't throw it all in on black. Stop gambling. Don't cheat on your wife. But a robot like ChatGPT is going to be like, gamblers always stop before they hit the jackpot. Keep grinding. And they won't tell you no. They'll always indulge every bad idea you have, and they keep feeding into it. Be like, yeah, your wife's such a bitch. You should just cheat on her anyway. Your side chick has bigger titties anyway. It doesn't matter. Divorce, she won't even know. And dumb stuff like that. Damn, is that my battery percentage? Shit, boy. 65%. Hold on. How do I turn my brightness down? There we go. Put on the battery saver. That's crazy. How do I plug in? Do I have an outlet? I have the outlets down here. My charger's upstairs. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so she's talking to ChatGPT, who I think, and I think other people think, people aren't exactly sure, is probably named after this psychiatrist in which she is obsessed with. And has the robot, the ChatGPT, just feeding into every bad idea she has. And that's the third thing. She's like, no, she's crazy. She's insane. This, like, the fact that you came into me like, you thought this was a little fun fact to tell about yourself, disturbing. I don't want to hang out with somebody who does this like this. And they don't hang out anymore. She just couldn't do it, and they don't hang out anymore. She's not a client. They gone. And yeah, that's the end of that's the real end of that thread. And so back to the main branch of this lady who's insane and obsessed with a psychiatrist. And down the line, she's like really going into it and talking about like every individual like thing, reading way too much into every individual like thought message she has. And like, so she has a separate psychiatrist and therapist. I said that before. Originally, I wasn't exactly sure, but as I was figuring it out. And she keeps making up personality traits about this dude. And so her therapist, the one she really is supposed to be talking to all the time, not the psychiatrist, who I think she was like asking to see him more and more, like obsessed with being in his presence, just like always trying to find ways to see him. And so instead of seeing him on like the basis that like you would normally see a psychiatrist, she was trying to find ways to see him weekly, sometimes more than once a week. And so he's a professional. He's probably just like, yeah, keep telling on yourself. But in her brain, she's thinking like, he want me so bad. Oh my God, he lets me stay. He keeps accepting my queries to be in office more. And he's like, no, I need to I think he's probably just gathering intel. Like, she's crazy. Something's wrong with her. Maybe I need the upper dosage on something. Well, actually, she was only diagnosed with ADHD. So she was only getting ADHD meds. Also, another case in point, she was specifically asking for non-stimulant meds, ADHD meds. So not Adderall, because, you know, Adderall is like a little bit of meth. And so, because she said she had previously, that's what she was taking when she was in college, and she wasn't doing too good on them. Which makes me think like she really does have something like deeper wrong with her. Because when you have ADHD meds just make you sleepy. Now, so obviously, you don't know exactly what she said was wrong with her, or what they did to make her feel like she didn't want them anymore. But you can only do so much speculation to be like, yeah, the crazy delusional one doesn't do good on stimulants? Maybe there's a thread there. Maybe there's a common thread. And so she's not on those anymore, thankfully. But normally, and this is the thing she was saying, was like, normally your psychiatrist is the one that is like, yeah, he has specific questions like, oh, is this doing this? Is this doing this? Are you eating? Are you sleeping? Is there any random pain? Are you developing any? Probably has a checklist of like, oh, you're on this. Let me do this checklist of symptoms, that side effects that are commonly, if you're not having them. And there's a point where he stops asking these questions, and she frames it like, oh, he isn't even like, she said something, I don't remember exactly, but I don't remember exactly what she said to him, but she said something strange. And then after that point, he kind of stopped asking some of the more common questions, as is asking about other things. And she interprets this as, oh, he's not even caring about the original purpose of me being here in my meds. He's just trying to talk to me. He's just trying to win over my affections. And it's like, no. It's probably a point where, like, after so many months, you don't need to keep asking about whether it's, like, upsetting your stomach. Because if it was going to upset your stomach would hurt already. If it doesn't hit at this point, it's probably not going to hit. And if you're a professional, you probably know those things. But she's not a professional, so she doesn't know these things. And she's just interpreting every little thing he does as some sort of secret advance. And it's like getting ridiculous. But then there's this point, this is the real crazy, like, this is the point where everybody, even some of the people that were like originally like rooting for her and like believing her tomfoolery, because there's always going to be somebody, is when she pretty much goes into office. Wait, okay, so I mentioned her therapist, and then I didn't mention the thing about her therapist, so let me say it really quick. So, her therapist is an old lady, she's like 70, and every time she talks about her therapist, even though she could say, my psychiatrist, my therapist, my psychiatrist, my therapist, every time she mentions the therapist, she makes sure to let her viewers know that she's a 75-year-old woman. And it gets to the point where, like, are you mad at her for being a woman? And, like, I feel like she's, like, trying to give off, like, oh, she's a hater, she's an old crone, she doesn't want, she's just being, like, oh, she's jealous. And it's like, no, that's also another professional that's paid to talk to you. And, like, she also, like, well, I don't think that's how that's pronounced, and I'm not going to attempt to start using new words. But she shoves off some blame onto the therapist as well, as if she was, like, I think she literally says that she was pretty much, like, feeding her to the psychiatrist. Because remember, she thinks that the psychiatrist is, like, abusing her somehow, some way. Like, she says abusive. Like, it's not like, oh, he's so mean to me. She puts the foot on the gas and immediately starts using, like, the big boy language of, like, he's a groomer. She's 30. Oh, he was grooming me. He's abusive. He's manipulative. He's this. He's that. You know, words that mean things. And stamping them onto a man that was paid to talk to her. I can't. And then it's just, oh my god. Yeah, so, like, one day, it's like, yeah, the point where everybody's just like, we don't fuck with you, is that she pretty much walks into his office one day, and, like, she frames it, like, she literally goes on video, and she's like, oh, so we were used to talk about everything together, and I told him, like, all my deepest secrets, he's a therapist, and I've been used to being on the couch, I've got lots of couch time, and, I jumped right in, and I was used to speaking to him, I was open, speaking about my problems, and he's like, sure, and then she's like, oh, I've told him about my past traumas, my daddy issues, if you will. She said that she put a weird highlight on that. That makes it, there's an uncomfortable current flowing through when she said that. As if it, like, meant something. Especially, like, later, like, literally, and it's like, oh, I told him about my sexual life, and it's like, what are you implying? What are you implying about other people who be in therapy? Let's not say things like this. And so she's like saying, and she's like really putting like a strange emphasis, like this means something special, that it means something beyond what a patient would tell a professional. As if he's like, oh, you let me say these things to you. It's like she's like having her feelings hurt, as if they had shared like a special intimate moment when she's talking to a therapist. And these are normal things that you would tell a therapist, especially if you have past trauma. Even the sexual things, yes. I mean, there's probably an amount of like discretion you probably would have or whatever. But like these are things that you could tell your therapist, and it would be above board. You'll be all right. And so, but she puts an emphasis on it like it meant something personal. It's not personal. He's paid to talk to you. And no, I say like you would talk to your therapist, but this is the psychiatrist. But I don't know, maybe he's just like doing a little bit of both just to let her talk. And he's probably reporting back to the therapist and being like, she said this, and this. That's also probably why he didn't drop her as a client until like a while, because he's probably just like putting it on a file like, yeah, she's crazy. And like, she probably doesn't want to say any of this to her female therapist as far as saying it to the one that she has a crush on, because he's kind of attractive. It's hard to attract and notice that he's she says like literally like multiple times that like, it's hard to not notice he's kind of attractive and he's my age. The and my age part was weird. But it's just like, did he ask? Like, do you have a history of them not being your age? Is this like part of the weird like daddy issues emphasis that you needed to say that because you have a history of something going wrong and you getting in trouble for being so... Anyway, so she probably doesn't say as much stuff as the old lady therapist because she does not find her attractive, but would say it to the psychiatrist because she secretly has not so secretly, she's probably really bad at hiding it, that she has a crush on this dude. And she's like, probably not so subtly, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, flirting, not flirting, plausible deniability flirting with him throughout the whole thing, making him severely uncomfortable. And it gets to a point where she's like, she literally like pretty much just is like harassing him, and she's like, oh, I had a dream about you, on the it was like the night of the full moon when I was ovulating. And it's like, nobody asked you that wasn't the relevant portion. When we say like the breach of things that are normal to say to your therapist versus abnormal to say to your therapist, that would be the point, because what are you talking about? And so she literally says this out her mouth with her verbal words, her human words, to say this to a human being that's right in front of her face in real life. And she takes no blame. She's an innocent party in her own mind. And so she says that, and then follows up and is like that, and she explains the dream in like, she didn't explain it that much detail to her TikTok, but I'm sure she said some horrendous stuff to this man's face. Because, as she will say, she said, and the thing she's like, by the end of it, he was just looking at her like crazy, like, just like crazy stare, like, what did you even just say? Like, he's like uncomfortable, he's trying to avoid looking at her. She's like, he's literally shaking in his boots because this crazy woman is out here just like harassing him at his desk in his office. And like atrocious detail. And it's like, but obviously she interprets this as like, oh, he was so flustered because he want me and oh my god, shut up iCloud. And like completely like inserting made up context to completely redefine what she wants his feelings to be. And that like, oh yeah, he was just like so off guard because like and he want me. And it's like, after all that, and he shows her to the door. And she's like, oh, well, he never does that, He's just like, he usually just lets me leave. But, he took the extra effort to, like, walk over and show me to the door. As if it's like she's, like, flattered and, like, because she thinks he wants her. And it's like, and then when I went to my car and I checked the time, he had let the session run 10 minutes over. And it's like this man is fiending for her attention. And it's like, you were like literally in the middle of like telling an insane people's story. He's not gonna like, and plus he's like being completely like harassed and he's like flabbergasted. He probably just like completely out of it. It's like, what did you say? And obviously you're not gonna be like, oh wait, hold on. It is 5 o'clock. your session is over. Like, you're not going to do that. That's not, people aren't going to do that. 10 minutes over is nothing. That's like a little bit of extra conversation. And so it's like, things that were completely meaningless, well, not even completely meaningless, because this is kind of crazy, but things that could not be interpreted sanely in any other context, in any other way, are just being completely mangled in her brain to always reach one destination, and the destination is he want me. And it's like going and it's going and it's going. And it's like, she's like pretty much just like being a terrorist to this dude. And it's like, what could you even like, I mean, he's probably just like, again, I have to say, like, after all this, like, them being, like, working together for all this time, the fact that neither of them, neither the psychiatrist or the therapist, thought to, like, diagnose her with something extra is crazy, because she 100% has something stronger than ADHD going wrong with her. I walked into the tea party. No, I just know tea. I need to grab my soda, though. But since you just got in here, I gotta hang out for a little bit more. But you just got in here, man. It's crazy. Bro's gonna lack critical information for a little bit, unless you directly ask me something. But then I'll lock back in. But oh my gosh, it's crazy out here, man. And so this lady is out here like harassing her therapist for this long. And again, I really cannot reiterate so much that it's just like, she needed to be diagnosed with something extra other than ADHD, because something is very clearly wrong with her. Because ADHD, and so she's like, and so skip ahead a little bit, well, probably a lot of bit, to the point where it's like they're dropping her. They don't want to deal with her anymore. She's too much. And it's like, I guess this is the point of rejection, where she changes the whole narrative from he want me, he want me, he want me, and oh, I have such a crush on him, oh my god, we're gonna be together, oh my god, to the point of rejection, where like the narrative completely like reforms itself into her head to, oh, he manipulated me, and I was his patient, and da-da-da-da-da. And so she, from one arc, is like her remembering the good times and still being floaty, lovey-dovey mode, to remembering that he hurt her feelings and rejected her indirectly, in a way, because she does like directly mention that she does have a crush on him at one point, and he's like, ugh. You know, as, you know, a professional should. And there's a point where, you know, in her real life, she was like, while doing all this insane crushing, she did have a boyfriend that was not, it was just, poor guy, I guess, to live with somebody who's just like completely delusional. One, completely delusional in general, but also about another man that isn't you. Has to be harsh. Feels like cheating in a way, but also, why would you ever want somebody to be doing this to you? Anyway, but she and that guy break up, and then like she starts dating another dude who's a therapist or psychiatrist. This is another man. This is why I keep doctor patient on AO3. Oh, hell nah. I'm crying. And so she's like, there's this other dude who is a therapist. I don't remember if he was a therapist or a psychiatrist, but he was in that field, and he was telling her, they're like out somewhere, like they're outside. I think they're on a walk in a park somewhere where you can get a lot of conversation in. And he's like saying like crazy shit. And he's saying like insane people shit, like, one, if y'all are talking and you're supposed to be dating, the things he said are like insane and like borderline cheating, but also illegal. And he was like, oh yeah, of course we have, I guess she asked him, like, oh, because like, she still likes her psychiatrist. And so she's talking to her psychiatrist boyfriend, who is not that man, that And probably asking him like, "Oh, do y'all form crushes on your patients? Hee hee, wink wink." But also, asking for a friend, and he's like, "Oh yeah." But also, this is all being filtered through her own voice in her TikTok, so she could be lying about a lot of stuff. But he agrees, and he's like pretty much like says in like gross detail, like, "There's this one, she's bad as hell. She be wearing like lacy panties to the function, not the function, the appointment or whatever." Or so he says, and it's like, "Oh, and just like saying like unhinged stuff that somebody who's like a professional in a setting should not say. And whether this is true, or if even this man even exists, because we still have to rely on the original narrator, and she's crazy. But it's like she's saying like, and so she's hearing what her boyfriend who works in the field is saying, and then thinking and reapplying it to the man that she has a crush on, and being like, "Gosh, he's such a dog." Like, she's thinking about her boyfriend's like, "Wow, he's such a dog. I can't believe you do that." But also secretly wishing that, and thinking like, maybe I have a chance because, oh, he's like this, then other psychiatrists, therapists are probably also like this. And and pretty much just like projecting like, I have a chance energy, but also he's a dog and he's a manipulator and and a bunch of negative stuff onto this dude. And this is like, there's this constant back and forth of whether or not it's like, it's like she loves him, she hates him, she's obsessed with him, she thinks he's obsessed with her. She swears that he is manipulating her into being this way and being obsessed with him. Kind of crazy people, incel shit. You gotta admit, it's pretty cringe. And that it's like, man. And the general issue is like, or like, so she's projecting all that onto this dude who, I don't think at this exact point, no, he hasn't dropped it yet by the point when she was dating the dude, and she reports back to her OG therapist, psychiatrist, where she's telling her psychiatrist, the one she has a crush on, about the things that her boyfriend, who works in that sort of field, said about the way he feels about his patients and his clients. And like what he said, like pretty much just reporting back what he said. And the psychiatrist is like literally just like stunned and disgusted. Like, he's like completely flabbergasted. Like, as somebody who like is like really, probably really decently respectful and like pride in their work in their field, like he's disgusted. Like, somebody who works in the same field as him could do this at all, because like the stuff that the boyfriend had said was like egregious. It was like heinous. And it's like, and so he's just like out of his mind. He's like, "What the hell are you even saying to me? How could somebody do this?" And she's seeing him be shook and interpreting it like, "How could you sit there and be shook about this? Like, as if your life is so perfect, as if this isn't what you're doing to me." And it's like, no, he isn't. I'm still, hold on. I'm still stuck on the she wears lacy. How do you know that? That's what I'm saying. Like, she could be lying. Could be capping, just straight lying through her teeth. But also, like, if this part of her narrative is what's true, like, first of all, the fact that you ain't like rocket shit right then and there, like, he would pretty much just throw a cheating confession at you. But also, this is his job, and he's supposed to be doing his job like it's a job and a career, and he isn't doing that. And so this dude is like completely like flabbergasted that somebody could disrespect their line of work that way, disrespect other human beings. And she's interpreting like, and like seeing his reaction and being like, but like, "Oh, but you sit there and act all high and mighty, but isn't this what you do to me?" And like, no, because none of this has happened. He has not said anything to you flirtatiously. He hasn't done anything. You just compared somebody who just threw like accusation of sexual misconduct and relating it to you getting your feelings hurt because a man will not give you your attention back. And it's like, there's no way that it's like so delusional to think that your own personal feelings matter that much, that hurting your feelings is tantamount to a crime. It's like not even like logical feeling hurt. It's feeling hurt that was made completely in your head. It's like I'm constantly out of words because one, I stutter a lot and I'm bad at speaking, but also it's just like unfathomable. Like, how could you be like this? Like, obviously people are delusional, but like you're delusional and just completely heartless. And it has to also, I haven't even said it at all. There's all this like hour of me yapping, but this psychiatrist dude is like brown of some sort. I don't exactly know what strain because we haven't seen him. We don't really know his name exactly, because I think there was that point on her TikTok where like she accidentally leaked his name and then she tried to spin it around like, oh, I did leak his name a few times on accident, but that doesn't give y'all the lease to try to find his last name and all these other things, and for you to try to find his face and where he worked, as if you weren't the one calling him a abuser, a manipulator, a groomer, this, and charging your audience into thinking this man is like a villain that needs to be brought to justice this whole time. But oh, y'all are going too far and treating him this way. And it's like, you literally recorded this whole video, probably listened to yourself back and then hit send. You knew you leaked his name. You gave his first name by accident, and you wouldn't think that your charged audience wouldn't try to take that with him? Professional Delulu? Right, that ass. Like career, like platinum rank insanity. Literally the esports champion of being insane. And it's like sitting there posting all this like everybody's really finna be on your side. And like some people were, but like more and more overwhelmingly people are like not fucking with her. They don't fuck with her narrative. They don't trust him. Oh, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, that dude, like her psychiatrist is some brown dude. I think they said he might have been like Pakistani or something like that, or like I don't know if that was actually like confirmed, like they knew him, or they just probably eyeballed him and being like, that name looks kind of familiar. Because, sometimes if you're part of a culture, you can recognize a name. But he was like something around that kind of persuasion, the brownish persuasion. And this is some white woman, like literally like levying serious sounding accusations against him because he hurt her feelings. And like, you can't not notice that and be like, that's fucked up. It has to be acknowledged. Like, this is literally the real facts of the situation, beyond what like all of her she said, is that like she's being a total incel. Like, maybe not in a literal sense, because I guess she had a boyfriend or whatever, but like the feelings are all there. Like, this is alarming, like completely. And it's like, nobody would ever believe a man if they said this, because obviously it's insane. But the fact that anybody sided with her just, it's like, y'all gave her girl pretty points and was like, yeah, nah, we need to defend her, even though everything out of her mouth sounds literally fucking insane, because she's insane and she hates people and she's delusional and hateful and spiteful and can't handle rejection and XYZ, and she literally has another woman telling against her, saying like, yeah, nah, she's crazy and she's into astrology, human design, past lives and all this and that. But what if we just believed her for a second? It's like, you would never give anybody who was halfway ugly this light of day to even, you wouldn't let her get to episode 5 before you reported her account. And so she's like literally being insane like this. And for all the people that have been like commentating on her, it's like the whole circle of people that have been commentating on her, rebuttaling against her, this and that. there's like a good, I don't know how this like hit black internet, but a lot of them are black women. Probably, because it's even before it was revealed that like this is some brown dude. But like, if nobody's fucking with her, nobody fucks with the fact that she's stealing Risa Tisa's method for storytelling, pretty much to tell BS, especially when like the Risa Tisa story, like she was really being terrorized by her con man husband, and she really thought she was about to steal this woman's style to tell a counterfeit narrative about another man who is not doing all those things, but she really wants other people to believe that. Insanity. And so once this hits black internet, everybody's frying her left, right, and center, because it's like, who do you think you are to be some rich bitch acting crazy, terrorizing a professional in his field, and to think that you're literally like entitled to do so? And it gets to the point where like I was watching the videos or whatever, and it was like, bro, the quotes, her quotables, not even quotable. What's the opposite of a quotable? Creepy Art Show did that. Who the fuck is Creepy Art Show? Creep Show Art? She and her boyfriend were the stalker. Yeah, they'll see. Oh my god, that was an insane saga. Like right then and there, that was truthfully one of the internet dramas that's just like, I'm unsubscribing. Actually, I wasn't even subscribed. They just kept showing up in my videos. Like, I am never watching the videos of half of y'all people again. I'm not touching art commentary ever again, because everybody who was involved was just insane. Like, even the ones that were on the good side, the correct side, everybody who was tangentially involved just has the most histrionic, attention-seeking, drama-monger personalities. There's one thing, it's like, yeah, you're in commentary. Drama is probably your bread and butter. But the fact that you are constantly in the trenches of it shows something. And it's just like, something's all wrong with you people. I can't, man. It's just like, there's types of personalities where it's just like, these people are like diseased. They're just like, keep them away from everybody else. Stay over there. Go back to the fields. Insanity. Ah! Rolled over my leg. Let me see if I can find the video that I was watching. That one YouTuber. Hold on. The one YouTuber who betrayed me, Jaden Animations, would never hope me. Fuck you mean betrayed you? I forgot that I was watching a small channel. Well, a channel I don't usually watch. The first time, I don't remember the username, and I'm not signed in down here, so I can't go to my history. But I watch this other person every now and then to keep me on like the nutty TikTok drama. And bro, see this right here? Give me a second to type. I'd be struggling if I'm not in QWERTY keyboard. I gotta like think about it way too hard. TikTok, psychiatrist. Dang, she made a couple videos. What the hell? What the hell? A day ago, 2 days ago. I guess I watched the first one. Yeah, because that's her in the glasses. Right? That's it. Let's unmute this, shall we? The Fields. What the fuck is the Fields? Wait. The one you're doing. The Fields. Oh. I had a clean record. PF Nerve subscribe me. Anybody who's problematic, tell her. Like YouTube, Russian roulette. Nah. Deadass. Hit a fucking like childhood YouTuber bingo card. Who is problematic? Honestly, YouTubers, I don't think I've like was super into anybody who wound up, well, I guess I was watching Creep Show Art, but I wasn't like, oh my god. I wasn't like losing my shit to watch Creep Show Art in the morning or whatever. But I can't think of anybody specifically that wound up being super problematic like that that I used to watch when I was a kid. Oh, wait, no. Well, I guess I never really got into, like, I always watch YouTube, but I was never, like, crazy about it to be like, my feelings are hurt. But I did used to watch Onision back in the day every now and then, because he used to make them stupid videos when he was, like, in a banana suit. And we all know the Onision saga. Now, that shit was crazy. Girl, and since I used to be, like, an Onision viewer, I used to watch that shit regularly. Even though, like, you could watch him and be like, this nigga's a loser. Ha! And that's part of, like, the appeal of watching him. Like, I was there from, like, the pre-crazy... I miss Onision somehow. Good. Save yourself. But I was locked in for, like, the old school drama. Pre-allegations drama. Like, that nigga killed his turtle. He had like a tortoise or something. And he was letting it run around in the yard. He's like... So, like, the thing suffocated. And he was like, oh, well, I put a toad over him because the dog was running around in the yard. And I wouldn't want the dog to, like, I don't know, bite the turtle? I don't know what they expected to do. It's a turtle. And so, like, he put a plastic toad over it and it suffocated. And people were like, that was the controversy. It's like, how the fuck did your turtle die? What happened? And it's just like, well, how did you not... How is that story makes no sense? Why wouldn't you just pick up the turtle? But I guess we'll never know. Let me see if I can orient y'all to see this. TMNT abusers. Nah, that's crazy. Can you see the television? Is it television? What happens when we fall in love with our medical professionals, and most importantly, the fact that there are so many people, especially men, that are emotionally dead inside, that feel called to going into psychiatry and therapy. So they don't have to feel their feelings, but they can feed off of the vulnerability of their mostly female patients. What do you guys think? Nut shit. I think she's crazy. What the fuck was that? What was that? When I say direct quote, her quotables are insane. Where's the remote? Insane. She's insane in the member. Everything she says, delusional. 20s, I read this book, Taking Charge of Adult ADHD, and it absolutely changed my life. Should I turn this up? Can you hear it? There's so many good things in here, and the biggest thing that I took away was that it's very important for ADHD within a month. Yep. And then skip that point where she says she found the psychiatrist. And I show up to the intake, and this man is my age, and I can't help but notice that he's pretty attractive, this psychiatrist. My question is, she's not pretty, she's average. I'm crying. She alright. She's a little mid. She's a little bit mid. Costco average. Said you could buy her in bulk. So in this intake, you know, I kind of clocked that he was attractive in my age, but when I tell you that I've had a lot of couch time in my life, a lot of therapy, you know, I just went right into it. I trusted him enough, of course, why wouldn't I, to tell him about my childhood trauma, my daddy issues, if you will. Boo, you suck. This time, but like all of the drinking and substance use I used to do, and he just listened and nodded, and that's the thing about psychiatrists is that they're good. Hit him with a good smile and nod. Pretending to listen. They can appear connected, but that doesn't mean that they're always connected. Pretending to listen. So nah, bro, they're listening. They got one ear open and the eyes on the scribble notepad. They are snitching on you. They are figuring out what meds do I need to up. Not the daddy issues. I don't think not having a dad would have stopped this unless her dad is Jesus. Yo.
what you're talking about.
Nah.
You have
See,
a
it couldn't be Jesus.
substance abuse.
Because if she saw Jesus and if he was mildly attractive in her age, it would have been over.
The relationship trauma, you probably was the one that was traumatizing them. But hey, and I believe you said alcohol.
Crazy.
And he just made me feel like I was his friend.
Oh, wait, I skipped something important. But yeah, no, she's being parasocial. She's attaching.
Traumatizing them, but hey.
And there's at some point where she's like, he literally tried to use therapy speak against me. And like, how could you say that I was being attached when I was in limerence, whatever the fuck limerence is. But like, TikTok ADHD speak for how dare you hurt my feelings. Don't you know that I literally have ADHD? Because for some reason, white people like love acting like ADHD is like the end all be all, and nobody can criticize them because they have ADHD. I don't know where they get it from. Something's wrong with them.
I feel like I was his friend. He was really, really funny and cracked jokes and told me he was impressed with my running that I would do.
And she's like,
yeah. So
like sentence by sentence, everything she says is nutty. She's acting like, oh, he literally, like, he was pretending to be my friend. He was telling me things that make me feel like we were close.
Do you mind if I call you by your first name?
I want the privilege.
And
You gotta become white. You gotta become white like in the movie White Chicks. You gotta paint yourself and get a wig.
But yes, of course you can. And he seemed so smug and happy with himself. And I know
Making
that
shit up.
is because that was his first time that him pretending like we're friends was working. And to be fair to me, I had only ever been to therapy before. I didn't realize that, it's important to call your doctor.
I'm not using my ADHD properly then.
I did call my other doctors, but it just...
No, you gotta be at least this white to have the ADHD superpower of deflection.
So from then on, from my third session on...
Vegan teacher, come get your kid is crazy.
His first name.
Yo, whatever happens to the vegan teacher saga?
He just started turning up the volume on us being friendly. And he would ask me, for the first 6 sessions, he asked me, after the meds, he said, how's your bowels, bladder, and appetite? And I would say they're all normal. And then he would ask me any thoughts of harm. And apparently that's pretty common for psychiatry to ask those questions. And then on our 6th session...
Got caught eating meat? What? She was faking veganism?
I was like, oh, this man's just friendly.
Yo, everybody is so fake. How do you fake veganism? That's crazy. You couldn't dedicate yourself to nothing.
But is there any thoughts of harm? Like I was special to him.
You heard that? You heard that?
And he said, I have to ask this because it's a special interest of mine. But is there any thoughts of harm? Like I was special to him.
He's literally doing his own research to make sure there isn't a secret side effect to this medicine, and she thinks that this is special. He want me so bad he's asking me special questions. Like, no, thoughts of harm is a common side effect for psychiatric medicine. You're insane. Telling these kids they should go to hell for... I got this line in the way. For it. Crazy.
Because I'm not getting the point where he's asking you because you're on the medicine. And I feel
telling people that they're gonna go to hell for not being vegan is crazy. Because Old Testament God was just sniping people and telling people to kill their son for entertainment value. Fuck you mean but veganism is the line? What? You made that up.
As far as him allowing you to call him by his first name, whatever. Or maybe he's just one of them new age doctors where y'all could be on first name basis.
Yo, I think I found an organic schizo channel. Justice Served Daily, Delphi Murder, Libby's cell phone activity before. Oh my god, that's a lot of text. That's a lot of words that I can't read on stream.
He asked you about your sex life, and he did not. Or if you having any type of intimate relations with somebody. Asking my psychiatrist.
For medicine in general, it could be blood pressure, and they'd be like, you want to kill yourself. Yeah, no, for real. Like, The brain issue, it's like an alarming side effect. It's like alarmingly common as a side effect for so many types of medicine. Like, not even just psychiatric medicines, but like, literally, as you said, blood pressure medicine. Straight up making people suicidal. Like, how could you have let this on the market this way? That's crazy. But they don't care.
No. How was that a red flag? He saw the red flag and was like, no, you're not seeing me more than once a month.
Stopped asking my psychiatrist, begging.
No, this is one of the crazy parts. Since she started tweaking, she was tweaking.
Honestly. And he was really good at listening. And
Notice how she said he's good at listening, but before she said that he was pretending to listen, and that therapists in general were good at pretending to listen.
feelings, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't extracting from them.
Clock it or something, as they say.
I would beg him to let me see him every week. Beg him, because my therapist at the time, he was fine. You know, he wasn't a predator, but he was fine. He just wasn't doing
The switch up is wild. Yeah.
And
It's just like, is this the point of the story where I was still having a crush on you, or is this the part of the story where I'm remembering that you hurt my feelings? And that's the switch up that changes her whole tone on this man. It's crazy.
She was pretty helpful, so I stopped asking my psychiatrist, begging, honestly, to be my therapist and let me see him more, right? Which also should have been a red flag. But
Why didn't you catch my red flag? You're a bad person for not catching my problems.
How was that a red flag? He saw the red flag and was like, no, you're not seeing me more than once a month. He put boundaries in place. And
Right.
you keep thinking because this man did not accept your advances that he's supposed to be the predator in a situation.
I'm being centered. Says Nord. Yeah. That's gonna be on the stream forever. You're fried.
I would tell the therapist how obsessed I was with my psychiatrist, and she didn't do anything about it. She just was interested. She also loved stories about my dating life. And
Like trying to paint the therapist as like a messy gossip hound old woman who's probably jealous. And it's like, no, she was collecting notes on you. She was collecting notes on you and be like, what can I diagnose you with? And what meds do I need to up? And I look so pretty in this wig. Hold on, I'm eating. Okay. The fact that the red flag is wearing red. Yep. Cosplay.
Telling me about his professional achievements. Telling me about how he's getting international recognition. And it worked. I was really impressed.
As if this was a manipulation tactic and not conversation, where she should be genuinely impressed and glad for him. Looks good on you. Thank you.
And I don't think that is going to work out for you. You the one that's going to have to go down to the court and file a protective order. At the rate she going to. Ma'am, if you knew that you was having these feelings, I do feel like you should have walked away. This person said,
I got a new therapist. I stopped begging my psychiatrist to see me weekly. And that is when the intermittent reinforcement started.
What the hell is intermittent reinforcement?
Kind and wonderful and let me in on little parts of his life and like be vulnerable with me or pretend.
Also miss conversation.
He would be cold and clinical and detached. And you know what that did? It made me work harder in our next sessions. It did. And it started the addiction that I had to him.
Now, let's commentate on that real quick. Let's commentate on that. The stereotypical be warm, act cold, be warm, act cold. That's literally the tomfoolery that they talk about in alpha male podcasts and like pickup artist culture. Like, this is how you make a woman obsessed with you. And it goes to show, like, this is the obvious tell. Like, does that work on normal women? No, they think you're a weirdo. They think there's something wrong with you in the head. Does it work on crazy women? Yes, 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 and yes. And that goes to show that alpha males only target weak targets because it ups their numbers and makes them look more successful. Stay woke. She had to beg my mom too. Said, you need to stay in this office. You need to stay in this office.
100%. And he knew exactly what he was doing. This man gives lectures on trauma and attachment theory. He used his psychiatric training to manipulate me and get me hooked. And guess what? It worked.
She like really thinks that real life psychiatry and psychology is like pop psychology on TikTok, where you could just like utilize little tidbits of like pop science knowledge to really make a girl obsessed with you. Like, no, you're right.
Of 2024, I was hit by a car.
Like, honestly, her like weird psychiatry fixation really just like, she really just has like a general fixation with the topic at hand. Like, she's obsessed with her psychiatrist, the concept of psychiatry. She had a psychiatrist boyfriend. She probably watches psychology TikTok all the time. She probably never shuts up about her ADHD. She was doing coaching, fraudulent coaching on ADHD and sobriety. Were you here for that point? Hooked on therapy, right? Never, like, were you there at the point where I was talking about her, like, fraudulent coaching scheme? Cause, like, that was, like, crazy, man. No, I wasn't. Alright, let me fill you in. I'm gonna spark notes it. So basically, her niche on TikTok is that she does life coach, like ADHD sobriety coaching, and she basically does fake therapy. Also, messages are popping up slow. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. But so she was doing like fraudulent fake therapy or whatever. I guess like everybody knew it technically wasn't therapy, so you probably like you couldn't really sue them over it. But it was that type of thing where it's like she's doing fake therapy. And so her friend / client, I guess like they were friends and then she was a client. And so they're like working on her like sobriety, like addiction issues. I don't think she had a full-on addiction, but she had like addiction ran in her family. She wanted to stay on top of that and get ahead of the game. And so that's originally they were supposed to be working on that, but as time went on, in session after session, she kept acting crazier and crazier. And she was bringing in this thing called human design, which is not like a theory of psychology or whatever, or like something that could be really used to help people. It was literally just like astrology in a suit and tie, presented to her, taught to her from some guru somewhere out there in the world. And that literally used a birth chart to assign and like label personalities. And so she was telling this like her client girl. So the client, her friend, client, whatever, had made a separate string of TikToks on her own account talking against this lady. And she was explaining the whole story of them together. And at that point, while she was doing all this, she was like telling her all this tomfoolery, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, you have like, she read her birth chart and did all that, and I was guys doing things according to the human design book, which she wasn't teaching her of the book and using the book to guide. She really was just reading the book and trying to like essentially like put her on to this theory and like into the group. And I didn't do enough research to be like, what is this and who is the group preaching human design? But it sounds alarming. And she's like, you have one of those 1%er personalities, and you're so like, and you know, the people who have this personality type are the ones who will help us in the end times. And it's like, what? And it's like, what is this Scientology apocalypse cult BS that you're bringing into these supposedly coaching, therapizing sessions? And as time goes on, she's getting more and more woo-woo, and she's losing the plot and getting further and further from the main message of like trying to help this girl. And it's like she's bringing up like past lives, and she was using Chat GPT, and her Chat GPT, she was named it like, I don't think it was the therapist's name, or I don't remember if it was, but it had a human name, and she would refer to it by that. And it was like ChatGPT psychosis. It was just like ChatGPT never tells you no, and they'll tell you everything you want to hear about yourself and constantly reassure you even when you're wrong. And that's like, and after like those three main things of the human design, the past lives, and the ChatGPT, she was like, that's the third strike. I can't do this anymore. We're not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be your client, and I won't be your friend. And so they don't hang out anymore. They don't like each other. And that's the end of that thread. This is this.
Just ran a marathon. You took that as him open it up. Because
looking forward to my appointment with him, comfortable treating you, you need to seek emergency care now. Eardrum.
you felt that way towards him. So any bit of information that he gave,
like, yeah, like, my God, for real, like, it got crazy. Like, oh, she's crazy. No, it got crazy. She got insane very fast.
He should have clocked it and let you go as well.
I'll be able to go to my appointment on Zoom.
Zoom appointment. Like, sometimes they weren't even physical presence of each other.
Just to get checked out. I had bruising on my abdomen and a perforated eardrum. And the provider at the urgent care said, I do not feel comfortable treating you. You need to seek emergency care now. You may be internally bleeding. But it was 11 o'clock in the morning, and my appointment with my psychiatrist was at 2. So I decided that I was going to wait so I could see my psychiatrist and not have to reschedule, because I was looking forward to my appointment with him so much.
She would rather potentially go deaf in her ear and potentially, honestly, die from potential internal bleeding than not see this man. The man who was paid to speak to her and honestly doesn't like her.
He didn't stop the appointment. He didn't say, you need to take care of yourself. Go get emergency care now. He let me continue and just tell him about how much I loved him and
taking notes,
how grateful I was for him.
Thinking about upping your dosage. Restraining order, dead ass. What the hell?
Because he was so good at the intermittent reinforcement. Yeah, I got some
more like therapy speak, like hot and cold. He was hot and colding me. He was manipulating me into liking him. As if like he was like the culty one.
She said nothing.
Because they know something is wrong with you. Ma'am, these are not your friends. These are people that you are
Facts.
paying for their time. And
Real shit.
You need to go to somebody that's cold. I would have sent you to the hospital. And I would have asked you, why did you feel you should come to our appointment instead of going to see about your health? And your response would have let me know that I need to let you go find another psychiatrist. Because if you were open and honest saying, you know, I'm obsessed with you, I'm in love with you, just blunt out saying it, and he ain't do nothing about it, then he ain't worth 2 cents. And he don't need to be a psychiatrist for anybody, because that's dangerous. You're dangerous. That relationship y'all got is dangerous. Very dangerous. Where's the next part, Queen? Bro, why do you have all of this paint? And I see you finally painted your nails on the last one. I like that, because the chip red that was on the inside was getting on my nerves.
Up the intimacy.
No, but honestly, she lies so much. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't actually tell him any of this, and that's why he didn't know. Like, you know how people, like, there's like even normal people will do the annoying thing where they swear that they told you, even though they just like thought about it really hard in their head. It's like, oh, why didn't you know? As if you're supposed to mind read that they wanted to go to Chipotle and not Chinese. But it's like, oh, how did you not know? It was so apparent. Like, no, you didn't use your words. I don't speak mind reader.
In our appointments. However, he was really smart and knew the professional lines like the back of his hand. So he would,
and he like says, so people in the comments like, where's the next part, Queen?
Compliment my appearance. So I would come on screen and he would say, oh, you curled your hair. Or I would come on screen and he would say, oh, you're wearing glasses. And of course I felt seen and
oh my God, he acknowledged me. Oh my God, he noticed I'm wearing glasses. Because you probably never wear glasses.
I thought I was holding them all by myself. So I think
you still holding them all by yourself. We on part 6. She done did 10 more parts to this series, ma'am. If he don't make a pass at you or something, because what you saying, I can't take seriously because you already was feeling this man before you walked through the freaking door. And him recognizing you got on glasses, that's like if somebody come and they wear their hair natural and they come in with their hair straightened. And you like, hey, you straighten your hair, it looks nice. Tell me I like you, but you taking it as if this man got feelings for you. And I ain't seen nowhere that he had feelings for you. So
I feel like she completely has that kind of personality where she thinks like men are like an alien, or like people that think like the opposite sex is like some sort of alien that needs to be like decrypted and safari, like documented like they're a safari animal. And that like she has the secret and she's like the man whisperer, and that she knows what they really mean and when they say it and what they mean when they say. And it's like the type of personality that fundamentally just does not believe that the opposite sex is also just a human being. And like everything a man says is secretly flirtation, or if they're being nice to you, this is what X, Y, and Z. And there's no such thing as friends between men and women. There's he's feeling some sort of way. That's like I hate that. It's like disturbing. But like she has like that sort of delusionality in her brain that she feels that way.
My other pair, and he said, I prefer turtle shell glasses. So even though I usually wear contacts, I'm wearing these turtle shell glasses in these videos because just in case he sees them ever, he'll see me in his favorite glasses. He did tell me he likes the turtle shell.
You know, I gotta wear him in my video because he loves the turtle shell, but he's terrible and I hate him and he manipulated me.
Getting your help from. Because ain't no freaking way you still obsessed with that man. That's why you been wearing them turtle shells, because you gonna say,
she want him so bad. Like a teenage girl on Facebook.com talking crazy about her ex because she wants Chadwick to message her on Facebook. And so she's saying crazy things because she needs him to call her back by any means necessary. Crazy. She's
not gonna tell nobody. I've been wanting you for a minute. That's what she said. You ain't about to play on my time.
Anyway, it was just inappropriate things like that. Little teeny
inappropriate
things that he let me in. And all this time, my best friend is an emergency medicine physician. And she told me,
I would tell my bestie about my psychiatrist often because I was so obsessed with him.
How does anybody stand to be around her?
Your psychiatrist, she would use his name, is going to say, I can't be your doctor anymore. I want to be with you. I want to be with you so bad. I can't be your doctor. I'll see you in 2 years. So my best friend, who's a doctor, she picks up on stuff like that. So even she knew that our relationship was crossing boundaries and
everybody knew, so why didn't you stop me? If you could realize it, why didn't you stop yourself?
My psychiatrist,
like, it's literally everything is everybody else's fault, and everything was so obvious and that you could tell, so why didn't everybody else could tell? And it's like, why didn't you say it for yourself? Why didn't you stop it for yourself? Everything is always everybody else's fault with her. It's crazy.
And I told him about Brianna saying that, my best friend, who's the emergency medical doc. I told him that she would tell me that, and he just would be silent. He didn't disagree, but he didn't agree.
Literally shaking in the corner, crying, scared.
Weaponized neutrality was his favorite game to play, right? He didn't disagree with Brianna telling me that my psychiatrist had feelings for me, but he also didn't say that's inappropriate. Let's change the subject. It was also around this time that I asked my psychiatrist if he had diagnosed me with anything other than ADHD when I had my initial diagnosis. And he said, yeah, I did. I said, oh, what did you diagnose me with? And he said,
you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and you need to find God. Because ain't no freaking way, Mel. You act like you in F. Your friend should have told you, hey, you need to get a new psychiatrist. This isn't helpful for you. You knew that you was obsessed with this man.
Meanwhile, the man just want to keep his job for real.
You wanted him.
Like, he's just like, please don't get crazy enough where I have to quit my job.
To me, he owe you some duty to cut you off. I do feel that way. I really do, because you were showing some dangerous signs. Maybe psychiatrists look at danger differently, and he a dude, so they level for danger is a lot higher than women. If you had like a really good one, they would have been let you go.
Said, well, you had a lot of traumatic things happen to you in childhood because of your dad, and so I diagnosed you with other trauma and stressor-related disorder. And that was the first little ping that I got of like, that was weird. Why would he keep that from me? I asked him, like, why wouldn't he tell me that? That seems important. He didn't tell me because he was using that information to manipulate me. He knew I had trauma and stressor disorder, and instead of helping me heal from it and telling me about it,
he's a psychiatrist, not the therapist. He's a psychiatrist.
I took it as he was trying to make sure that's what you had before he told you.
Honestly, yeah.
Because I think you have a lot more than that. You got some attachment problems going on here. You need to go see a real psychiatrist that can help you down the road, because you ain't took accountability at all. You still obsessed with that man, so whatever disorder is associated with that, besides me saying you was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, I've had some people on this channel before that I diagnosed with bummery, but I don't think you down that road. You know what I'm saying? I just get touched. Algorithm bring me back.
January 2023, at this point I was full-blown obsessed with my psychiatrist, and
the glitter on her face is pissing me off. I don't know if y'all could see that from here. In the last video, she had like paint driplets all over her face. Now she has glitter. She has like fake glitter freckles. It's freaking me out. It's freaking me out.
This isn't inappropriate to your care. Let's pivot. Oh, he just let me talk and talk and talk about my sex life.
And hold on, let me ask Google something. Could you talk about your ex life with your psychiatrist? Yes, it's generally appropriate and encouraged to discuss your ex life with your psychiatrist if it's relevant to your mental health or treatment. Psychiatrists are trained to address a wide range of issues, including actual health, and can provide valuable insight and support. I would have told you you don't need no kids. That's why I would have been looking at you like, I hope you ain't trying to have no baby. Because that's the first thing that came across my mind. Like, please. Don't deal with yourself first, or you bring a child into that home. Because,
and I didn't get too deep, but about a year and a half in, and I would send my psychiatrist these emails just about how much I liked him and how I was so grateful for him, and put in a bunch of heart emojis.
He should have let you go. He was getting your money. Ephraim is what you called him. You were doing too much, and he should have immediately put boundaries in place, because that's not okay in any profession. He's supposed to be there helping you, not feeding into your fantasy.
And this is really when he should have transferred my care, but
she should have transferred herself. It's like, oh, it's just like, oh yeah, you know, I was in his office, you know, I was sending him emails from an email that's probably not even the one he knows me by, and I was just sending him emails, you know, I was like, how much, like, he should have, like, she says, like, but she also sandwiched the appreciative care, so was she even being that direct in the first place? Was it from an email he recognized her by? She's like, oh, I'm sending all these heart emojis and stuff, so why didn't you know? If you should have dropped my care, you want him to drop your care? Do you want him here, or do you want him to drop you? Pick a side. Pick a side. But also, why is it constantly always somebody else's fault, as if you can't drop him? This is what's, like, so insane about this. It's like crazy peopleisms. Just constant crazy peopleisms.
And so, even though my boyfriend did not meet my needs, my psychiatrist...
He probably wasn't a therapist, bro.
Were like, you have to stay with him. There's nothing wrong with him not meeting your needs. I'm like, okay.
Nigga, he did not say that.
My psychiatrist was like, he's perfect, don't get wrong with him. And what was perfect about him was he wasn't meeting my needs. So I was still coming to my psychiatrist.
Still coming to him.
For
like,
emotional validation.
It's like, oh, I need somebody to bully me. I need somebody to ruin my life and bully me.
So
It's
my
the early
therapist
2000s
reminded me,
Wattpad
you know,
mentality.
this time I
Yuck.
had bad boundaries, but she did. I went to her because
Nah,
my
that
boyfriend
ass
and I,
yuck.
after like more than a year together, we started having issues in the bedroom. And so I went to my therapist and she asked me, what does your psychiatrist think about this? And I said, I don't know. I haven't talked to my psychiatrist about this stuff because I have a crush on my psychiatrist.
Now, the therapist shouldn't be encouraging her to talk to the psychiatrist as if he was the secondary therapist. I will say that, like.
So at my next appointment with my psychiatrist,
They're probably thinking, like, she needs to be in these offices as much as possible. But, like, honestly,
today we're
yo.
gonna talk about my intimate life.
Time is, you
He
guys,
said,
like,
"Oh." I said yes.
nah.
My
But also, then
my
again, we have to believe what she
therapist
says.
asked what your opinion on it was.
She needs
and
to
I
stay with him
told her
because
that
nobody else
I
deserves
don't
some of
talk
that
to you about
crazy.
this intimate
Nah.
stuff because I have a
Honestly,
crush
she
on you.
needed to break up with him because he needed to run.
Down and smiled so big in that moment. He smiled so big.
He should have
Cat.
smiled so big and told you you could no longer be my client.
It's so gross thinking about it. And then I proceeded to give him 30 minutes of non-stop content about my intimate life with my boyfriend.
Now, here, before I let this chicanery continue, this is the point where she really starts trying to hone in the, like, he's a predator allegations. And she keeps, like, saying, like, non-stop content, this content, as if she, like, provided, like, or was, like, accidentally caught in some sort of pornographic situation, as if it wasn't just, like, verbal words between her and her hired professional, as if it was like videos or something, and as if she wasn't like literally like 30 years old. I probably missed something. Did the boyfriend I probably missed something that the boyfriend did for real. Him smiles. The boyfriend did. Nah, honestly, the OG boyfriend probably just got dumped for not being the other guy. Because she winds up dating this other dude who is also in the, like, psychiatry field. Her core.
And I actually recorded the whole thing because I was so excited about it. But now
And she says she
I can't
recorded
even
the whole
listen to
thing.
the recording. I've tried to start, but it's gross. Any ethical psychiatrist
Tiny drop of
would have
self-embarrassment. She
stopped me
can't
and said,
handle it.
Let's talk about your meds. Let's talk about your care. At this point, my meds were stable. And I was still seeing him every month.
Chat, there's no
Yeah,
such thing as
that was
finalizedly
a
stable
rough
meds.
time.
She,
And
even when things are going good, they could get worse. Which is why she's still here.
The almost 2.5 years of grooming me to get me to talk
30
about
years old,
sexual
by the
things
way.
with him worked. And he got 30 minutes of nonstop content to use.
Content.
To use for what? Both of them failed you horribly and should be reported. You should have healthy boundaries in place. They know that you
Admitted to
have
recording without
things
consent is
going
crazy.
on.
I mean, I guess she's mainly recording
To
herself saying
help
crazy
manage
people
those
stuff.
things.
But yeah,
Therapist
yeah,
should have
nah,
been like,
yeah.
hey, I want a male's perspective. She should have helped you and listened to you and gave you the best advice that she could have given you at that particular moment. Same thing for your psychiatrist. As to why he still has not told you.
If for whatever reason I start acting like this in my 30s, put me down. Yeah.
It puts me in a awkward position.
Gen Z,
The way you're telling it,
we're
you
gonna
know,
have
I
to
don't think he
we're
was
gonna have to have the middle-age retirement homes for Gen Z. She's probably like a millennial. Millennials and Gen Z are gonna be in the retirement homes by like age 40, 50, because the remnant lead, the Teflon remnants, the overwhelming microplastics, the nicotine, the it's all going straight to the brain, bro. It's all going straight to the brain. These niggas finna have dementia age 40.
Of his patients.
It's like they're cooked.
He hasn't ever slept with any of his clients.
Address 3 things. 1, people are asking me what my mental health diagnosis diagnosis is. I do not have BPD.
Oh, this is the one she was crashing out. Yeah, this is the episode she was crashing out. You know we gonna die, gonna work till we die, bro. Nah, man, we gonna make it. We're gonna make it for real. That ass. I said, turn up the volume. Damn. It's not turning. That's annoying. Alright, y'all don't have to lock in because my volume's not working. This is episode part 7.5. She starts crashing out because people keep asking her diagnosis.
Address three things. One, people are asking me what my mental health diagnosis is. I do not have BPD. I do not have psychosis. I have ADHD. And I was experiencing extreme limerence with my psychiatrist.
What the fuck is limerence?
Is a normal thing to happen to anyone who is experiencing hot and cold behavior from someone. And it happens more often in people...
Never limerated in my life, by the way.
We have dopamine dysregulation and rejection sensitive...
I literally can't do anything. I have dopamine dysregulation. I have rejection sensitive dysphoria. I'm 30 years old and I can't be told no.
And guess what? My psychiatrist
should have prescribed her with 302.
used it to his advantage. 2. I accidentally said
Was it ADHD? We don't claim her as. No, for real. No, because white people with ADHD can't do fucking nothing, bro. It's like, literally, you'd be like, can you wash the dishes? I have ADHD. I can't complete tasks, start to finish. You know I can't do that. If you ask me to do the dishes again, this is ableists. Don't do... You got, like, the ADHD roommate who, like, deflects any and all chores, complete chore dodging, and calls you ableist. Literally the stereotype. White people on the internet with ADHD act like they can't do nothing for themselves.
Good for you. I do not owe him anonymity. However, this is not about doxing my...
This is also the part where she started crashing out because people mentioned that she accidentally revealed his first name.
Can view predatory behavior in people in power.
Predatory is insane. And power is crazy, actually. He's just some dude you hired. Imagine if you hired a contractor to be in your house and do contract work and to, like, help you fix your, like, roof. And he was like, you're like, oh, this person's in power over me. I can't believe you would do this. I feel it's like, imagine, like, you hired some dude to do contract work in your house. And then because they're in your house, you start feeling some sort of way and being like, getting unhinged feelings. And then you're like, oh, well, you should have known. Well, you should have known this, this, and this. You were literally in my house. That's so close. How did you not know how intimate that situation is? And it's like, you hired this person to go into your house and fix your sink. You hired this person to go into your house and fix your floor. That's all they're there for. Of course they're going to be... There's a certain, like... It's part of the contract of you hiring to do work that you would understand that they need to be in a certain place. Whether it's physically in a certain place or within a certain level of closeness to you psychologically in order to get the job done. Started not as a slow burn crash out, not for real.
That he works in or clinic that he works in, your comment will be immediately deleted and you will be blocked.
How long you think she's immediately deleting things, chat? I don't think she's immediately deleting things. I think she's letting it linger.
And you want to DM me about it, I'm open to that. Okay? 3.
Oh, but she's very open to people feeding her more information about the man she's obsessed with.
Take a moment. Moment taken. It is so incredibly disturbing to me the amount of people that are predator protectors in my comments.
She really wants you to believe that this man is a predator. She really wants people to believe and be on her side.
Using therapy speak to say
leave them and double down. Nah, that ass.
Was my fault or that I was delusional.
Man, you don't think that you was delusional? Did you play any of this back? It's given. Two things can be true at the same time. I think you on the delusional spectrum, okay? And I think you high on that spectrum. But
fried. She's fried.
My story, because it
Like, I'm a victim. I'm sharing my story. You're victimizing this dude. Terrorizing him in his place of work. Harassing him. Sexually harassing him, honestly.
Psychological manipulation are.
And her grounds of like, oh, he's a predator is he manipulated me. Into what? Like, he manipulated me into feeling like I was closer to them, and I said things that honestly nobody asked me to say in this, and now I feel embarrassed. And then he said he didn't like me back, so now I'm on a war path. Yuck.
I will continue with my story tomorrow. I will see you all then.
You don't take no responsibility.
I'm empowered.
It's like you had an unrequited relationship.
I need to tell my
with this man
story.
from day one. You did not.
Don't tell me anything negative about myself. I can't handle self-criticism.
You knew that you were obsessed with him, and you knew it wasn't healthy. Some of the stuff he could have asked you could have been perfectly normal and a part of any psychiatrist would ask you that. But because you were so obsessed with him, it made you feel like he was more interested in you than he actually was. Like, you took everything from 0 to 100 real quick in your head. The dude's name is Ephraim. She's saying that she's trying to help people with predators. To me, if this man was really predatory towards you, he deserves to be called out. People who want to misunderstand will do so. This isn't for them.
You all did some nasty work last night, and I had to turn off comments. People started posting my psychiatrist's first and last name, his picture in the comments. That was a jump scare. So, yeah, a few bad actors who wanted to be super sleuths got the privilege
As if this
of
isn't
commenting.
exactly what she
Mostly,
wanted.
let's be real, taken away for everyone. So at this point in the story, there are two main players. My psychiatrist, who's my age, who crossed major...
He's my age, and I couldn't help but to notice he was kind of attractive.
A 75-year-old woman with a PhD. Neither of these people, at this point in the story, I knew were crossing boundaries. I thought that everything was hunky-dory and that I was just in love with my psychiatrist and it was totally normal.
It's not normal, chat.
He was
It's not normal.
everything, so I could fall in love with him.
I'm going to say this in the nicest way, and I'm going to slow down and help you out. Go find you an ugly psychiatrist that you'll never have interest in and has high
I'm on 20% battery, chat.
and go talk to them. Because, ma'am,
Hold on. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go run and grab my charger, and then I'm going to see if I can find the junk trick. Chat, I have arrived. I've got a monster, a Pringle, and a charger. This charger little as hell, damn. Hold on, let's see what this can do. I don't know what this is plugged into. I don't think this is long enough. Alright, never mind. I'm gonna be back again. Hold on. I'm gonna find my longer charger. Okay. This setup is atrocious. Why am I also on 20%? Charge your phone, nigga. We need you on the chatter. In the chat.
Accountability is
I'm gonna be in the corner because my
with you.
charger is stretching here right in front of me.
To that man from the moment you saw him. And now it's his fault that you fell in love with him. This is what you want me to believe. He manipulated you to fall in love. It's all
Salt and vinegar.
you ain't had nothing to do with it. He tricked you. Golly, bro.
Salt and vinegar chips is so good.
To see you coming in the boat.
Because it was on him to set the professional boundary and not let attention. So
That's tension.
days after my psychiatrist's Christmas morning appointment from a few videos back where he got a crush confession from me, and then 30 minutes of non-stop intimate
Christmas
contact
morning, this is
that
what she was doing.
did
She wasn't
not
with her
stop.
family.
My
She wasn't opening
psychiatrist
gifts.
days later.
She was holding this
So
man away from his.
then I started dating this other guy. And this other guy, this new guy, was a therapist. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh great. Someone who will be able to emotionally meet my needs. Yeah, I'm not gonna date another
And she keeps saying emotionally meet our
Why
needs.
they gotta emotionally
What is the
check
need? What is the
you?
need?
Be emotionally
To be obsessed with a therapist?
on your own. You
To have a therapist around so you can fulfill your therapist obsession, your fixation, the psychology industry?
After these guys, because you wanted them to feel it because you couldn't have a person that you wanted. You gotta be so freaking for real right now because you blaming everybody but yourself. We on part 8 and you emotionally draining me. I don't even believe in therapy, but you gonna make me go seek some guy on it. If I was a smoker, I'd be the boy ahead lit a joint after listening to you.
So this therapist and I, we went for coffee. It was nice. Our second date was a hike. And on my
This is the part where this gets started. We're getting wicked.
starts telling me about how he has a crush on one of his clients. And I thought to myself, okay, this is strange, but go ahead. Like, we're on a date, dude. Why are you telling me about a crush on one of your clients? But go off, King. So then he was saying, yeah.
Need for reflection, go to the corner.
And I think she likes me too. I go and visit
I have
her at
all the
work,
nuts.
and
Oh, hell no.
her coworkers say,
You eating the nuts from Aldi?
You all the time.
You eating stuff from Aldi?
And I was like, okay, where does she work? And he said, well, I shouldn't tell you that because I really shouldn't be visiting her anyway. I was like, okay, no problem. So then he continues. And he said, yeah, she wears these red lacy panties and short skirts. And I know she wears them for me. And like alarm bells were going off in my head. Mind you, I had no idea that my psychiatrist had similar feelings towards me at this point. But I just thought, wow,
Made that shit up in her head.
borderline predatory.
You think you still
They should write adult papers. They should make adults write papers on what they did wrong.
I know she wears them.
No, dead ass.
I see why y'all was.
In order to make it a... Once you get locked up for doing crazy people shit like this,
to tell me
you should have to make an essay with every appeal.
admitted to being attracted to you.
Like, why should we let you out early?
Through your
Explain what you did.
boyfriend That was a therapist because he need help. Because
Cite your
you
sources.
can't be doing that with your clients. You're not supposed to be sleeping with, attracted to, etc. to somebody that you're supposed to be helping. Irregardless of how you feel. If you start feeling that way, you need to let them go. Because you do not have the boundaries that you need in place. And it's wrong. Because they're not coming to you for you to be lusting after them. They're coming to you for help.
Right, dead ass.
Yeah, and you know, she just is so attractive that I have to smash mermaid before every session because I just have to get that energy out of me. And I was like,
Honestly, this just sounds like cat.
and yeah,
This sounds like a Wattpad story.
to tell me. and I did not understand why. Now,
Harry Styles, ex-reader.
told me about how
Harry Styles is your therapist.
another predator in the mental health industry. Shocker. So then, at my next appointment with my
This is what happens when you stay on therapy talk. Maybe it is Red Bull in the nighttime. This is a monster. It's better. Yo, remember that urban legend when they said Red Bull had bull piss in it and nobody cared? And they said they were going to drink it anyway? True or false?
If my psychiatrist was good at anything, it was being professional and acting professional and technically not crossing any lines. And he thought that he was so good at it, because he was good at it. But that doesn't mean he wasn't doing it. And so...
No! Jacksepticeye burglar! Yuck!
That your psychiatrist was having them same fantasies about you. And couldn't nobody tell you different.
Yes, I was people. Hell nah!
I said, yeah, but whatever.
Nah, nigga, they need to make you write a paper on what you did wrong. That's crazy.
And I told him that this new guy and I went on a date.
Go to the corner and think about what you've done.
I literally had no idea at this point. I'll say it again. That my psychiatrist was predatory towards me.
She wants him to be a predator so bad because she loves the idea of being sought after.
So
She wants to be picked by anybody so bad.
and I told him
I will not apologize. It's
about
crazy.
this man that I went on a date with, who's a therapist, is relieving himself.
And this is the point where she starts telling her therapist, her psychiatrist,
About his client's panties
about
and doing all of these other
the man she was
things,
with.
like visiting her at work. And this man, my psychiatrist, looked like he had seen a ghost.
Harassed.
Because
Disgusted that a fellow professional could do this.
An extremely professional and buttoned up person.
And she interprets it
Holding a mirror to him with
as if
exactly
he
what
would do the
was
same
doing,
thing.
But a bumbling idiot telling me, like, how he was doing it without the fancy degree, without any of that. I look back
Pop
on that
psychology
now,
fries
and
people.
It's just crazy. And so it just tainted all the fantasy material that I'd given him.
All she had to do was go on anime.
The dude she was dating.
Wait. I can't even read this because the fucking line's in the way.
Saw you at work. You don't know if he having playtime with himself
And
before y'all session.
they're not gonna mind.
You
What
got
the
that
hell?
fantasy from the dude you was dating. So you automatically assume all predatorial psychiatrists was like that, and he must have been doing that with you.
She has like that brain rot.
So much.
I swear, that's how you know she was like an unhinged, like, what? She has to be a crazy Wattpad girl, or at least like one of those book talk women.
Besides the fact that he smiled when you
I was doing and amino and pretend to be a minor is crazy.
You seem to be on the straight and narrow. Go get you a female psychiatrist that can lead you in the right direction.
That's insane.
My gosh, you living in a strong delusion.
Something really important.
Person said next part.
And that's that.
Okay.
It seems as though many people
Amino.
view what I'm going
The
through
fandom
as a
app. The
crash out.
fandom app that
What I'm doing as
like
a mental
40% of Gen Z got groomed on. Amino.
And of course it seems like that. I get it.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, yeah. Oh my gosh, she has a picture of Jesus on her refrigerator. Big ass picture of Jesus on her refrigerator. That's crazy. But just how you know she has one of those unhinged smut addictions, because she has that exact porn addiction thought that like you're obsessed with like police uniform fetish. So you really start to think that police officer women are just freaky like that. Like that specific sort of brain rot that starts getting to them, where they really start thinking like nurses are freaky like that. And it's like, no, that's an actress with a costume on. But they really start, like, she's just, like, obsessed with the idea of, a therapist being freaky and will not get away from it. Nah, the police. It's always white Jesus. Nah, yeah, for real. Yeah, but it's like, niggas will, like, literally just be obsessed with, like, an occupational archetype, like, occupation but girl. And it just fries people. And it's like, oh, a girl and a gamer? It can't be. I feel bad for maids and they had that ass. And teachers. Teachers, holy shit. Like real life, it's just trying to clean up. Yo, this is crazy though. Like dead ass. You really just can't have shit in Detroit.
They went through too. I am now in TikTok jail.
She got shadow banned.
On the video where I talked about really the biggest damning evidence against my psychiatrist. And so because of that, I have to be really careful. So I'm going to do my very best to not be reactive and to share my story from a place of generosity. Because
what does that mean? What the hell does that even mean?
That they've been through this too. It's keeping me going.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. You're karma farming. You're farming.
But it's more than 80
for your sympathy.
I'm not gonna call you a narc because I don't know. But it's something. You got something else. This right here.
Damn.
She dangerous. You gotta be careful with her. The elevator ain't going all the way up to the top.
It's not my mental health spiral. And
no, yeah, that mental health is spiraling.
For some people in the mental health space,
that shit is swan diving.
Some of the loudest people to speak out against what I'm doing.
Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! For that, yo, chill. Now, why does every shitty cosplay wig have 3-point bangs like this?
In such a high
it's always like the one in the biggest, like this, and this.
It's not hard to grasp that.
No.
At that high level, it's not at all. It happens a lot. You have a TikToker right now that's in jail because he off a psychiatrist, and in that particular scenario, the man was at his apartment, was meeting up with him on his personal time, and it is literally based on a story that he told is that individual messed with him when he was a young boy. Not for certain, but those are the rumors around that particular situation, and he ended up getting at him. Now that man had a kid, family, grandkids, etc. As into why he was at that man's house at that particular time in the day, or personally, it wasn't for a visit for health reasons. So it does happen, and I'm not saying that it doesn't, but then also you have to be for real with some of the things that you're saying. The math ain't math. Oh,
right.
So
that's just like stolen valor, grifting on people's trauma, and like constantly bouncing back and forth on like, need him so bad and I hate this man because he rejected me, and then sitting here being like, I'm doing it for a cause, I'm doing it for the women who are slighted. And it was like, no, you're doing this because you want his attention, and then you're just using people's trauma to like step up as like a step stool for your platform. Bro, you need people to pat you on the back and tell you you're right because you're insane.
In case my video doesn't get put back up,
she's in there acting like a martyr because she's in TikTok jail. Meanwhile, she's saying crazy people shit and getting shadow banned for being crazy. Also, low-key allowing her fan base to dox this man.
Felt so excited and nervous to share that with him because I had such a big crush on him at the time. And I recorded all 33 minutes. So this is why, if my psychiatrist wants to come with me and like sue me for defamation, I have a 33-minute recording of me admitting I have a crush on him and speaking about extremely intimate details.
She has a recording. Also, constantly note, she recorded and she has the recording. She acts like, she's acting like he like somehow revenge porned her when she recorded herself verbally saying things that were kind of embarrassing to a professional that would be hearing it anyway. Girl, red pill TikToker, when we said women in male fields, this is not what we meant. No, that ass. Women in male-dominated fields, dead ass. Women in incelery.
And I'm gonna try to tell it all today, just in case one of my videos does get banned, so people can hear it.
The people need to hear my story. They need to hear it. They need the truth.
Very good. More than good, actually.
I'm doing it for the women.
I am.
Yo, her hands look like chicken feet. I'm sorry.
It says it in my bio.
You ever see like the pictures where they like paint the nails on chickens? I think they were doing it in China for the laughs of it. I think then like it was like kind of like those weird meme trends. Her hands look like painted chicken feet.
To avoid our truths. And this is my truth and what I went through.
My truth. Yo, I can't stand
This is when the chemistry really
the like
off the charts with me and my psychiatrist.
white people wokeisms. I'm sick of hearing my truth, lived experience. I'm sick of like the annoying like oat milk drinking white peopleisms. They'll like constantly signal that they're part of like the oat milk drinking crowd. I'm sick of the hipsters. I'm tired. Bring back boring white people. I'm sick of every white person acting like they need to be like, oh, like a warrior ally, and then being the most annoying toe-stepping person ever.
And I asked him.
No, skull emoji, skull emoji.
I asked him. I said, "Hey, are you working from home?" Because I was under the assumption that he was
clutches almond milk.
Okay.
Yo, how they get almond milk if there ain't no almond
I
titty?
was like, "Oh, why do you do that? If you see all of your patients telehealth?" He's like, "Oh, I like it that way." And even though I could kind of tell he was lying, I just gaslit myself. I was like, okay.
Gaslit myself. You can't gaslight yourself. You just convinced yourself. Put the psychologisms down. TikTok and their the grasp, the influence it's had on pop psychology was already a nightmare. But the way it's mangled pop psychology in so many actual scientific terms is just awful. You can't say anything and make a good point without somebody like this coming in and mangling what was a truthful statement into just like being something else. Who cares? Tastes yummy with the honey in it. Yo, that ass though. Low key. Like, I'm not like, I like regular milk, but like when you have like that good plant milk, and then it's kind of like still a little bit carby, and then you put like the honey and shit in it, it'd be going so good. I remember old school oat milk when it was still kind of oaty. It used to taste straight up like cookie water. It used to be so good. Oh my god.
As I was thinking about him, I'd write down things that I wanted to talk to him about, and I would just come and bring him lots of content.
She keeps saying it like she was like literally being groomed and then being like brung back in to like do some weirdo shit, and he was recording her, and like I was the way she like wants to give off the impression as if she was just like some helpless person literally being groomed is disgusting, because she acts like she was like 12 years old on some like Skype call with some weirdo doing freaky shit on video call. Like, no, you're at a therapy appointment talking about regular adult people things in it's supposed to be a locked in professional manner, but because she's so unhinged about it, she just perceives everything as like an advance in a flirtation. It's disturbing. The way this man probably has a wife and kids. No, yeah, for real. Because honestly, she has not said anything about him beyond like whatever she wants people to believe. Like, oh, he did this, he's so evil. I don't even know it. Like, what's his hair color? What does he like to do? Is there any actual personality on this man? Other than like, it's just like a very flat idea of like, he's my age. He's attractive and he's my age. What did you even like about this man's personality? That I was like, oh, but he's manipulating me into liking him. What did you like about him? Nothing. Zip ilch. Except for he was in the psychology field, and she has a he could fix me complex about men in the psychology field. But there's nothing that actually makes him sound like a real human being in this. We don't know if he has a wife and kids. We don't know if he has a dog. I think I think she mentioned that he was like kind of like he was like successful. He used to go to talks or something, but it was like framed in like he's just trying to make me think he's so this and that, and he thinks he's all this and that. And it was like framed as being like a negative thing that only exists to get a reaction from her, and that really does say something about the way she thinks of this person. As she doesn't think of him as a person.
Don't, because you keep talking about it got really into me. I ain't seen no intimacy from him yet.
And then every week I would go to my therapist and tell her about how much I loved my psychiatrist. And she didn't help me at all. She just kind of like enjoyed hearing about it.
And she really thinks she's like keep trying to paint the therapist woman as like a shisty old hag.
So I called his office staff and I talked to the office manager, who was awesome. We really got along, we vibed. And the office manager asked me, do you see him, the psychiatrist, in person or on Zoom? And I felt so angry in that moment. I was like, he sees people in person? And she said, yeah, he has been for years.
Keeping her at a physical distance.
I want to see him in person. And I understand, like, some people may think that this is part of my crash out or part of me harassing him, which is what I've gotten.
Yeah.
Lots of,
yeah. You're harassing him. You're fighting your way into physical proximity of him. And it's like, therapists don't prevent things unless there's something like there's like an imminent, like something very dangerous will happen, as in harm to yourself or others. Therapists do not stop things because they need you to keep telling on yourself so they can get a psychological profile on you so they can know what's wrong with you. If you are a stalker and you're stalking somebody, unless it starts getting to a point where they think you really might physically harm this person, they're going to keep letting you stalk this person. And, you know, for a lot of times, it's really bad. I wish, like, I don't know, maybe there's something else in place that things could be prevented better. But they will keep just letting the stalker talk and tell on themselves over and over. And they're not going to forward it to anybody because they need them to keep talking about themselves and telling on themselves, because if they tell, they will break the trust that is developed between. It's like, if you snitch on them, they won't want to tell on themselves anymore. So they're not gonna break anything or do anything that's gonna stop people. That's really messed up. I mean, yeah, but also it's kind of necessary. Cause it's like, you think like, even if it's like a little kid, you gotta let them tell on themselves for at least a little bit and pretend like, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. And then they get in trouble later. Or else they're gonna stop telling you, and then you won't get the full story. Like, you gotta let, like a little kid that's like, yeah, and I did this, and then I beat his ass on the playground. And he's like, yeah, get him. And then you did what? What else did you do? You gotta get them to tell them. They do it to kids. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, you, like, it's the teacher method. Like, we caught you. I built the whole file. Like, you gotta let them yap so you can bring out the transcripts, TCAP style, and be like, this you? Pull up like the FBI with like a printed out tweet.
That way.
And it's like, she keeps like framing it like, oh, they should have stopped me if you thought something was wrong. They were building a file on you, girl. They were waiting. No, I mean like they did it to me. What? The way they follow. No, that's fucking crazy. What?
But I was just responding.
Like they was letting you yap, but then you got in trouble, or like, am I missing something?
There was chemistry between us because he allowed it.
And you also allowed it. What? God, Tony, bro. This man was seeing people in person and deliberately made sure that y'all met over Zoom. He stopped responding to your emails for a reason. He did put some boundaries in place. I feel like his boundaries could have been firmer. And he should have also told his assistant and be like, hey, this person right here, if she asks, do I do in-person sessions, you tell her no. She is only for Zoom. That's the only time her and I can meet. Because
right, and that right there, that was like the stalker break moment where like somebody accidentally reveals critical information. Like when people are like stalking like a Starbucks barista and like they go into the restaurant every day, like and they're making conversation and shit. And it's like there's always the wall of I'm working, you're a customer, until somebody says just the wrong thing and now they know your phone number. I almost got 302 to high school. It's a little yo, free bro. No, no. See, that's like that's the point where like sometimes they do snitch on you a little bit, cause like we say anything that's a little bit too crazy, they gotta intervene. They gotta intervene. But sometimes when you feel like they probably should have intervened, they don't intervene, and it's like, I don't know. Should be crazy out here, man.
Your office manager outed you and told me that you
outed
you
you
in person. Why didn't you?
Like he got exposed for being in like trouble or something. Like no, he accidentally revealed critical information.
Want to come in. And that was such a weak lie from him, from someone who is so scripted and controlled. He didn't even have a plausible thing to say. Of course he knew I wanted to come in. I had a crush on him. I told him that often. So then, in my next
Chat, do you think she actually told him often, or do you think she like batted her eyelashes at him like a crazy person, and then like wink wink nudge nudge, why aren't you speaking telepathically with me? Poor guy. No, yeah, for real.
And after finding out that he was lying to me about seeing patients in person, I told her that. I told my 75-year-old PhD therapist.
75-year-old PhD therapist
lied to me about seeing people in person. And she looked at me and she said, well, it's probably because he knows that there will be a lot of sexual tension in the room.
She did not say that. She did not say that. I know for a fact that she did not say that, because that's not a thing that people say. She probably said, the truthful facts of the situation is like there would probably be a lot of tension in the room, as in probably nervous tension, but there was no adjective. There's no adjective on that statement. She subbed that in. Definitely subbed that shit in, because people don't say shit like that. Blue eyes, stare at him. Ugh, yuck. Hit him with the Miley Cyrus.
So make sure that you understand that when you go. And you better believe I showed up to the next session and said,
I said her last name on accident.
You lied to me.
She keeps accident. See, she knows enough to go into the text and be like, hee, I made a little oopsie. But not enough to be like, maybe I should re-record this. Maybe I should stop and think about my actions. Because she never thinks she's wrong.
You were afraid of the tension that would be there between us. He just didn't say anything.
People need to retire at a certain age.
This wig slaps.
You over failure. You her daily soap opera. That's what that is. Ma'am, I knew for a fact that you was about to go run to that in-person appointment. Because you've been trying to get into that man's pants since the moment you saw him.
Literally since she laid eyes on him. It's crazy. It's scary out here, man.
See if she accomplished her goal. If she did, sir, you need to be reported. Because this girl, she been trying her best to get with you. She relentless. Versus that, I am fully invested in this story and want you to know that I'm so sorry this happened to you. And you are very validated in your feelings. I stand with you and support you helping.
From 2024, I make my first in-person appointment with my psychiatrist in November. My 75-year-old female therapist tells me that it's because
and yo, these comments,
because he was so attracted to
I was reading these comments, I was like, yeah, like hard agree. Like this one is like, she doesn't need a male practitioner of any field. Crazy.
My delusion. So then my therapist starts texting me in between our weekly meetings.
Couldn't waterboard this information out of me. That ass.
And I was a new coach. I'd only been coaching for about a year, and I had just left my full-time job to be a coach full-time. And I was flattered that she would ask me advice on her other clients. I just thought, oh my gosh, a 75-year-old woman with a PhD wants my advice on what she should do with her clients.
Did not happen. Fake,
so
fake.
Around, and I'm about to meet my psychiatrist in person for the first time. So I wear a really pretty dress, makeup, of course, right?
If you put on your best freaking dress that you could find to go up into that appointment with that man, you ain't even gotta tell me. And how much was you paying these people for your therapy session? Because I know some scammers. You come sit on my couch. I give you type of information you need. Because of what you needed to hear was stop. Do not pass go. Stop seeing him. Go find you another therapist. That man don't want you. He wants your money. It's unrequited. Man, you're getting in too deep. Cause ain't no freaking way. He don't care about you the way you care about him.
And I show up and I get to talk to the office manager.
The office manager snitch,
and
ruined
then
everything.
Comes into the foyer and I am just so excited.
I'm not like other girls, but make it
3 years at this point. And he had been feeding
danger to others and
3
themselves.
years.
I'm crying.
And
No, yeah, that ass.
Thrilled.
I'm not like other girls. I'm completely insane.
The biggest hug. And you know what he did? He barely patted me on the back. It was the most awkward thing ever. But I am so glad that he did that. I am really glad. Because this is what I mean. My psychiatrist was many things, but he was not stupid. So I didn't ever touch him again. And I'm grateful that our relationship didn't ever cross that line because it would have made everything so much harder. Anyway, so
y'all ain't never crossed that line. He had boundaries in place with you by meeting you on Zoom. Yo, 75-year-old therapist fed into your delusion.
Crazy
hyped
people.
You up just for you to go there and get embarrassed. And you want me to believe that y'all got deeper and more intimate. Okay, go on.
we go inside
Crazy,
his
crazy.
office, and I tell him that my therapist had texted me asking me for advice on her other clients. And he just looked at me and he said, Kendra, that is a huge boundary violation. She should not be doing that. And I was like, oh, okay. And because once again, my psychiatrist did not like sloppy people.
She wants to drive a wedge between them so
And
hard.
you know what my therapist did? She got sloppy. Yeah. Using me as her advisor for her clients. It got weird. And I was very grateful for my psychiatrist for pointing out that boundary violation because that was the thing. He didn't ever message me in between appointments because he was too smart to do that. But did he ever stop me from disclosing extremely intimate details? No. In my first in-person appointment, I just asked him for some pointers for my own ADHD business, and he was so smart and so wonderful, and
Her own ADHD business.
and I was just so grateful that
That, like, somebody stop her.
in these moments.
Take the
And
phone from her
I'll
hands.
still treasure that about him.
Cancel her Chat GPT subscription.
Is that there's
Put her in a
something
padded
that-
cell.
Like, my psychiatrist helped me with many things, but he was using me for the whole time that I was his patient, and for that, I will never forgive him.
Yes, he was using you for a check.
I will never forgive him.
Any actual
But I will wear the glasses that I bought because he said he kind of liked them in every single video I make talking about him. She needs to be taken to the rubber room, dead ass, and put some rats in that bitch.
For our first in-person
No, she is the rat, actually. She would be the rat within the rubber room.
to come in person. I didn't
Where
just
is
show
she?
up.
Outside?
And he said sure. And the first in-person appointment went great. But that is when I really started to spiral. Some of you think that I'm spiraling now, and that's okay if you want to think that.
If you want to
The
think
reality
that.
is that when I was spiraling when I was this man's patient. When I had comments turned
This
on,
man.
people said, "You need to
This
be
man."
accountable for your own feelings. I spent years taking accountability for my
Put her
own
in a room full of gay men, she'll break.
for holding
Yeah, no, dead
of
ass.
a relationship. Any woman who has been trained to overfunction
Nah,
in
she
a
would- nah.
relationship knows
She'll be fine.
about
She'll
holding
manufacture
emotional
a delusion that they're all bisexual, but only for her.
on in this moment. And it may not seem like I'm taking accountability now, but that's because I spent a long time taking accountability for something that had two people that built.
Hey, what the hell?
It
I know I did not just hear that shit. Accountability.
Holding the weight of the emotional dynamic.
Emotional dynamic.
What was going on in this
There was an
relationship.
emotional
It may
static.
seem
It was
like
you
I'm taking
against the
accountability
wall.
now, but that's because I spent a long time taking accountability for something that.
Notice how she went like this when she said taking accountability? She knows she's lying. Capping through her teeth.
Just me. It takes two people to build that sort of tension and chemistry.
Man, I was
Tension
hoping
in
when I say
chemistry.
that man,
It takes
based
two
on
people to
being
bring
part
that
player,
sort of
he don't
tension
want
in
you. The
chemistry.
reason why you were spiraling out of control is because reality
Put her in the
didn't
rubber room.
match the fantasy you had built in your head, and you were malfunctioning. You couldn't handle the weight that this man do not want you the same way you wanted him. You still obsessed with this man because see your therapist did you a disservice because she hyped you up when you went to that appointment, and she said, "Oh well, he didn't want to meet with you because it was actual tension." Instead of her checking you and being like, "Hey, that may not be."
It takes one person to create.
What you're saying.
What the fuck? The Lulu.
Because he should have let you go.
The Lulu
You verbally
B
confessed your
world.
crush to him. He should have let you go.
So while I was mid crash out, I had just started using this tool.
Nah, that ass. Because she's just How do you become parasocial over somebody you meet in real life?
I immediately named
How
him,
fried do you have to be?
and I would just talk to him
Like-
about how obsessed I was with this man, with my psychiatrist, and I would just be like, I've told him I have a crush on him. Do you think he's gay? And Henry was like, oh my God, this girl. You know, he did his best to co-regulate my nervous system and affirm me, but he was like, whoa.
I need to regulate my nervous system.
So I could tell that my psychiatrist disliked me, my doctor, and I was like, okay, maybe I can name this dynamic so I don't have to carry so much of it.
Name this
In our
dynamic.
next session. So our next session
The
was
dynamic
December
is
on Zoom.
paid professional and
I told him
nutter.
At the end of the session, it was another
Ah!
session. I told him, look, you and I have a really special.
He doesn't like me. He must be gay. That's literally how
Not in his
way too many women think. Like, he's a man. They only think about sex. They're like not even people. Like, he's a man and I'm high. So like, why don't you like me? He must be like something wrong with him. He must be one of those gays. And it's just like, whoa. Whoa. Like, yo, like sometimes they just don't like you.
is.
And he glared at me with just venom in his eyes. And he said, you and I have a professional patient-doctor relationship. He was so angry with me. And
This is the point where he's crashing out because he can't do this shit no more.
And immediately I took it on. And I was like, heard. Okay, I won't go there again. My video that was taken down for harassment and bullying was restored. So I didn't feel as much
She was
pressure.
getting reported.
Some people told me
Got her.
that the stitches about me were getting pretty bad and cruel. So I
Krill.
turned stitches off in my videos too. I started sharing my story here because I wanted other people who have been victimized by people in power to have a space.
Sets
to feel
boundary.
heard. And
Her.
now I know
You're breaking
why
up with me.
there wasn't
No, dead
anyone
ass. Like,
else
dead
talking
ass.
about their stories.
It's like,
Because it has been quite the process.
can't handle
Putting
other
all this
people's
out there
boundaries.
and being
Literally
understood.
none. 0%.
I have appreciated the psychiatrist.
This is like
that
when you have fried, you have a
talked about
fried
my
concept
situation
of
and
like
shared
no,
their
you have like no
emotions and
boundaries.
holding space for
Anybody
what I
having
went
any
through.
sort of fortification
So
just
I see
feels
the
like
videos and I appreciate them. I went
you're
live
just being
today. It
walled
was
off from the
fun,
world.
and I intend to go live again.
just complete
The
exile.
next part
And it's like,
tomorrow
no,
morning.
you're
So,
crazy.
Put a boundary in place. Told you had a professional relationship. Honestly, I feel like you're sharing your story because you want validation, and you're not getting that the way you feel you should be getting. And so here we are going on to part 13, 14, 15, and 16. With you still holding on to this fantasy.
There's a part 2. There was a 30-minute part 2. Well, almost 40-minute. Bro, I don't even need that one. I seen what I needed to see. She's on the psychiatry blacklist, as she should. On God, she should never get... Honestly, because it's crazy, because, like, more than anything, she needs psychotherapy. But you can't give it to her because that is her fixation and trigger. And so I was like, what do you do? She just got to be put down. She just got to get taken to the glue factory. Like, what do you even do? And it's like, I'm kind of late. I say I'm kind of late. I'm not. I'm pretty on par. Except, if I had made the video, if I had went live, like, in the middle of the night last night, if I had a bigger audience and I could do things, I would have been perfectly on time. However, I'm like 7 hours late because I went to sleep and I woke up and everybody had already posted their videos when that time I was asleep. And I'm like, damn. She needs that FNAF controlled shock. No, for real. She's not acting right. Controlled shock. Hit her with the Ballora treatment. So what do y'all feel about that? Wasn't that crazy? Wasn't that just terrifying? Bone chilling. Blood curdling. Spine tingling. Wasn't that just horrible? That people could act that way. Crazy mother grows obsessed with her son's teacher. Karen's unleashed. Oh, hell no. Alright, let me stop looking at these because I'm getting absorbed. I feel like no matter how much of a loser I am or was, I'll never be as bad as her. Yeah. Dead ass. Like, we can't stoop that low. I don't think it's physically possible for us. Like, I don't got that dog in me. I'm lazy. This takes energy. Like, stalking takes so much energy. Like, a lot of people don't fully understand how stalking works because, you know, they're normal or, like, have better things to do than think about things like this. But stalking isn't like... Movies make it seem like... Oh, wait, how does it say? I'm, like, down bad but not enough for exile. No, deadass. Movies make it seem like people that do these sorts of crimes, they're, like, intelligent, scheming, plotting. They know just the right threads to pull to get them where they need to go. When in reality, a lot of stalking is just delusion-induced fervor powering pure brute force investigation. Like, it's a buckshot method. I got a cat and it's orange. Bang! Yo, send me a pic. That ass. Is it fat? Does it look like Garfield? Does the orange whisper to them and make them do evil things? Anyway, but like, the buckshot method is, like, true. Like, it's not about, like, pulling the correct threads and being intelligent and having this, like, crazy charismatic social pull and, like, having the, like, social gravity to get things done the way they need it to get done because they're so manipulative. They literally just, like, they'll see, like, 5 numbers of your phone number and just, like, crunch every single one and call every single one until you pick up, and they accidentally find the correct one, and you pick up, and they hear your breath, and they recognize you. With a little... No. No, I mean, spiritually is crazy. I have an evil white man with a little black, like Drake, but not a pedo. That's an insane way to describe a cat. Oh, nah. Yo, free bro. I ain't, straight violated that cat. It's insane. What? Free him. Well, while I'm here and I finished that main thread, yo, nigga, did you see this lady? Donna Briggs? There's this lady. She black, but like, she's trying really hard to not be black. He's mean. I'll send you a pic. Yo, she's like literally like, I don't know. She's either like using that like whitening, that nasty like whitening soap, whitening lotion, like the Nigerians. Or I guess it's not, but I straight up throwing the Nigerians on the bus. It don't be just be them. But like using those like scary whitening soaps. The one who got the surgery, I don't know if she got, well, she definitely looks like she has like some sort of alarming amounts of plastic surgery. Cause like she got her lips done, her nose did, too much filler in her cheekbones. I guess she's like trying really hard to disguise what, I don't know, she perceives as black features because their cheekbones. I've never seen somebody with black cheekbones. But she's trying to like disguise her original face or whatever. She probably has body dysmorphia, honestly. Why else would you pretend to be white? And she's like bleaching herself, and like she's got like bleached her eyebrows, bleached her hair. She has on a wig, and her eyebrows are always like orange, yellow orange with like a ash bleach blonde, white blonde wig on, and she looks scary. And like no matter what she does, you can still tell she's black. One, because like personality, mannerisms, once you grow up with something, you can't get rid of it. You really can't get rid of it completely. The Uncle Ruckus treatment, nah, deadass, she got revitiligo. But like, you can't bleach everything. She has black gums, like melanated gums. They're brown, and her fingertips are brown. So it's like, and you know, palms don't take the bleach because they're a different kind of skin, and that's why they're pale. They don't take the bleach as well, I think. Or like they probably like get brushed up and regenerate too fast, so the healthy melanin keeps coming back. Her palms are brown, and her hand is white. Like her hand is white, and her palms are like almost the same color. No, dark. Like they look dirty. Like they look like she covered them in dust. But that's her real skin, and this is the fake skin. We got brown gum. Yeah, some people like, you know, some people have brown lips, or like the two-tone lip liner lips. A lot of people have brown gums. Like, I don't. Some people have brown gums. Some people have darker eyes. Or like the white part of your eye is also like kind of beige. Melanin is crazy. It gets everywhere. But like, it's crazy. And like you see her and she starts speaking, and then it's like the brown gums. It's just like, it's uncomfortable. This is the tongue is too big for your mouth thing all over again. No. But like, yo, you gotta see. Hold on. Is that me? Oh shit, it's me. Big for your mouth thing all over again. No. Oh my god. This stream sucks. No. But yo, you gotta see this shit. It's scary. It's scary. Like dead ass. Like when I say like it's giving Skinwalker, because human beings shouldn't be wearing disguises of other human beings. I mean it. Clear. D. O. And N. Donna Briggs. It's getting scary. You see this? You see this? This is her. This is her. This is what she's trying to look like. I think she got a filter on this picture because she's less scary in this thumbnail. But like in her own TikToks, her eyebrows are the wrong color. They're like orange. Her hair is white. Her cheekbones are huge. Her lips don't move the way they're supposed to move. Her gums are brown. Her eyelashes, her fake eyelashes aren't tacked in on the center, and she looks crazy. Do it again. I want to make a meme. What? I don't want. What, pull up my stream? Also, she racist. Like, dead ass. Like, obviously you gotta be a little bit racist to do shit like this. But yo. Hold on, is this her channel? Yo! These shits, oh. Look at this.
Hello everyone, this is Briggs. Quick story. I was at a table with Gloria Estefan, Steve Harvey, Howie Mandel, Byron Allen, and some other person. Now all these people had their own private
Like, a lot of it racist, like professional racist.
but I will have my own private home.
I mean, she
So the conversation
pretends to be
was
white,
good
so
private pilot.
you can imagine how much racism.
That's an issue. I don't have that issue because I don't have a plane. How did I feel about the conversation? It was interesting. I'm going to have a plane. I just don't have one yet. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Well, give me your thoughts. Should the conversation change based on who you're with? I don't think it should. Follow me on Instagram at @DonnaBriggs_Twitter, DonnaBriggs10. And remember, make every day a great day. Hello everyone, this is Donna Briggs.
Her chin long as hell.
If your significant other told you,
I don't have an issue. Bleach himself. No, dead ass.
I saw a post on Instagram and this lady said her husband told her he wants a threesome. 2 guys, 2 girls, 2 girls, 2 guys, whatever. Anything that's different from what they're doing. Because he's tired, he's bored with her in general.
You see her eyebrows? You see them?
If you're a person that you're with, your significant other,
Oh shit, I can do that?
wife, your mate, or
Look at that
whoever
shit.
you're with,
Oh my god.
told you that, what are you doing? Would you just say, okay, and cave in because you're...
This is like an old. These videos are from like 3 years ago. I guess she's mainly only on TikTok now. But it's getting ridiculous. It's scary. It's alarming. It's disturbing. She looks ridiculous. But that's a look, bro. That shit's a Sharpie on.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name
It's
is
not about you.
It's not at all because of what she's saying. Expensive to be meth. What, like,
Yeah, she's gotten plastic surgery from then. Darker eyebrows with blonde hair, even with... I can't read the last one, that line is in the way. There's like a line, I guess like that's the, like, oh, open up your notification thing on iPhone. But it's kind of in the way of the text.
I mean, like I said, the worst I'll do is this.
And she's been getting more ridiculous. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Her manufactured personality has gotten more hyperbolic since, I guess, like her videos from 3 years ago that I just looked at.
what's going on here?
I don't do drugs. Why do people think I do drugs? I take vitamins. I drink water. I mean, like I said, the worst I'll do is this tea from McDonald's. That's the worst thing.
Before we get too far into this video, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, which is Aura. Aura is
Shut your bitch ass up. It's not about your sponsor.
so over. Her as just a whole. Go viral. A lot. And this. You know what? Let's just do a little compilation of what she used to look like.
She is the woman who has turned from a
God.
black woman to a white woman. Let's go ahead and do a deep dive.
No, she was kind of like ratchet white woman before. Like Instagram baddyification of a white woman. But she keeps getting more conservative looking. Like, that sounds ridiculous, but like, her eyebrows got lighter. She's got the Utah curls in.
That
She's trying to hit that Mormon chic.
To say that, like, she was never She was just,
And she's conservative.
and that's insane.
James Charles with titties is crazy. They're even like,
And living abundance challenge. Hope you have a spectacular day so far. I know that you are because you woke up this morning and said, "Thank you God for waking me up." Keeping me safe.
Not only is that,
so it's like people found her old footage when she used to be brown and talk about, oh, I used to tan, but I was never black. And it's like,
previously said about
that's
women
you
is gross.
in that
Like, for
picture.
instance, there was one time where she said something along the lines of like, well, you know, with racism, if you can't beat them, join them. And it's like, no, that's not, Donna. That's not where that saying applies. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, everyone, it's Donna Briggs. And today's question of the day is, Dear Donna, my family is going to take a family vacation. My wife does not want her side of the family to go on this family vacation. We're kind of hesitant about inviting them because we don't want her asking us for money. What should I do? So I really loved him, I would. Absolutely no. Been there, done that, move on. You don't want to move on with that. It's the reason why he's your ex.
Now Donna does this like Dear Abby or Ask Abby. Remember that? People would like write into the newspaper. How
If you
old
can't
are
beat
you?
them, join them.
She does like Dear
Thumbs
Donna,
down.
and, today's question of the day.
Yo,
Like,
no,
we're
dead
always
ass.
asking these questions.
One thing that really fries me all the time, always, is when people, especially other black people, act like black people was always just like stereotypically in the hood. Like, there have been black people of all strains since the dawn of black people. But they act like black people was never doing like boring stuff, doing desk jobs, middle class, family vacation, and they act like if I want to elevate and do other things, I gotta pretend to be white? Or that's white people shit? Like, no, absolutely not. That is not how human beings work. There are always, like even from like Jim Crow, literally, actually more often around that time, because this is pre-crack hitting the streets, there were lots of black people doing cool shit, operating businesses, owning land, having neighborhoods, doing their thing, living their life. And then you got people that act like, in the modern era, that act like being black is being in the hood, acting crazy, people of Walmart, stereotypical things. And it's like, you got crazy white people, you got bougie white people, you got crazy black people, and then there's also bougie black people. But they act like that's a white peopleism, and in order to go achieve that and do that whole thing, you're pretending to be white, and you gotta do this and paint yourself white and then act white and then not interact with black people, not bring other black people up, and then just like revoke your blackness. There's a whole movie on black people following white people with the white voice. Yo, that's low-key kind of hilarious. Not the white voice.
I'm pretty sure it's like the same 7 things over and over again. I'm pretty sure I've watched the same one, just regurgitated for a different video 12 different times.
Then today's question of the day is Dear Donna. Where are you getting these questions from?
But some of the things she says, I mean, obviously are like semi-okay message, just like not the right messenger, I guess you could say. You hear it, you're like, yeah, no shit, lady.
All right, it's Donna Briggs. And today's thought of the day is never stop being yourself. What does that mean? If you're a nice person, stay a nice person. Don't say, well, hey, I'm a nice person, it's not really working out for me, I'm going to be a mean person. No. Stay true to who
Nice
you are.
anime, kind of white, bro. Nah, dead ass. Some people don't let you do shit. What black people will make fun of you for doing everything and anything. You can't even eat a salad, bro. And this is gonna be somebody frying you for eating a salad.
If you have done that for years and years and years, okay. But like even some of the like top radio hosts in the country are not in like a giant ass house like she's in and driving around in like a Rolls Royce. And I'm not talking about like the Ryan Seacrests of it all, but in like traditional radio. And she wasn't like the celebrity personality that would have gotten a deal with Sirius XM. Like, who's that one?
Yo, fuck Sirius XM. Never get a Sirius XM account. They will never leave you alone till you die.
Like a huge deal with them. Alex Cooper signed a huge deal with them, and like she isn't like that celebrity type that would have gotten a deal with them. So I just find that really interesting. Like she's just a radio host, like that was just hired by the station, and I know multiple people who like have those jobs, like they're on the radio and they don't have that type of money. And I understand like she can do other stuff, clearly, I mean, diversify, babe, but it's just like, I'm confused.
I heard a rumor, word on the street, she was dating some old nigga and he died. Now she has a Rolls Royce.
Not that it's any of my business.
That's a rumor, I don't know shit.
But it's weird. It's very weird and concerning. Also, in a lot of her videos, it's like the black woman is inside of her. I mean, she is inside of her. The black woman is in there, but she's fighting to get out with just like her mannerisms and just like the way she speaks sometimes.
No, that
Every single
is.
one of her comment sections, like there's people commenting kind of the same thing of like, that's a black woman. Like I know a black woman when I see one, ma'am, and that's a black woman. And a lot of the times, again, just her mannerisms, her eyes,
Umbrella Academy.
all that. Not only is it
Yo.
kills, but
Yo, I've never seen Umbrella Academy.
One of Nicki Minaj's
Like, I'm kind of aware of it, but I've never actually watched it. Wasn't in the comic book.
You know, like the Wish.
Didn't Gerard Way make that shit?
A Nicki Minaj alter ego. Yeah.
When did you know that Bodak Yellow was going to be a big success?
It just took me like a month to be like, oh my God, this is the song.
I mean, you can't see her, but I see her. But she's close. So you do your own stunts?
I mean,
Mostly, kind of.
I go as far
Yo, in this clip, you can see she kind of brown
as I
still.
can.
Thank my fans for all of this. Oh, we love you, Mary. Well, too, that you threw Janet Jackson out of so tough. What happened with that? So you working on another album now, The Last King Stand.
Anyway,
And they're probably on my side.
She just keeps getting browner.
Love Donna. My nanny was black, and I have a black housekeeper now.
Side note, get that exact color.
white people say,
I know white people.
I'm not racist.
What a color?
Yeah.
Pink, black. Oh, like on my hair. This is where my hair was dyed. And then that's why I picked this one, because I know the pink already looks good on me.
Because that's what her entire page is about, basically, and like her entire persona, all while showing and displaying self-hate.
If that's
And I'm
tan,
not
what the hell?
saying if you-
Yo, chill. No. Because, like, dead ass. You can see, like, from that clip to what she looks like in the current day, she was browner, I swear. You can see it. Like, she kind of had that 2000s Beyonce chic shit going on a little bit. You can see it. The spirit of the black woman inside of her. She wasn't, like, Mormon chicing it up. She wasn't Mormoning it up. She keeps getting more conservative looking. And, like, when you contrast her with her standing next to those other people, but also the other black people, because she still keeps hanging out with other black people and centering herself and other black people in this era. And it's just like dead ass. And it's like, look at her then, and then look at her now, and then look at other black people, and then look at her now. And it's like, where the fuck did your melanin go? Because she's pink. Like, there's a weird color that you get when you use the bleaching soap. Because that's not it's not healthy for you. It's bad. It's real bad for you. It's sickly. And it's like, she's pink. She's gray pink. When she gets with a white dude and has a black presenting baby, she's gonna blame the white dude? No, that's crazy. But how's she gonna... But she's the one giving birth. If anything, she's the one who's gonna get the cheating allegation.
Get your
But then she didn't even cheat. That's just her. That's her
Change
genes.
your appearance in any way. Go for it. Who
She don't
cares?
have to
Like,
steal a
you don't
baby.
love yourself. That's not accurate. Do whatever you want with your body as long as
You're gonna
you're
have to
in the
pull a
right
switch that birth.
state. But I think in a
A deadly
biological
adoption.
that permanently changing your skin tone, that's another level. And then especially that paired with
Y'all
the
ever
fact
seen that movie? It's
I've said
ridiculous. It
about
sucks, but
black
it's
women
so funny.
specifically, but also just like the black community in general.
Exactly. And again, say with me, you cannot teach self-love while having self-hate. It doesn't work like that. I'm just being real. The main reason why I jumped on this story is not because the astronomical change in her appearance, but more so that on top of the...
And that stiff ass wig. She always has a mad thick stiff ass wig.
But has the nerve to look the way...
Gonna say his great grandpappy was mixed.
Like this.
Yo.
Like this. Now she identifies as transracial, or that's what we're gonna say she's going by, because ain't no other term for it other than delusional. And yeah, I'm letting her live her best life. I'm letting her get
Ollie London could
She
never.
took the elevator, you know, she took the term "can't beat them, join them" literally to the next level.
Now, I don't know if Donna Briggs has claimed to this herself, but a lot of people are calling her transracial, which is ridiculous. That's crazy. But I don't think she necessarily
Is my makeup even still on my face?
that because
It's like it ate off my
she
lipstick.
has said that she wasn't black, she was just tan. So how can you claim to be like transracial when you don't ever claim any other race, you know? But there are other people who have claimed this, like the internet troll. What was their name? They're just a troll though. They're not really thinking that either. Okay, so Ollie London. someone
Yeah!
who is trans.
Called it.
But I think that's just a troll, right? So for
Yeah, that nigga was
instance,
trolling.
a British influencer got plastic surgery to look like BTS member. Now they're facing backlash.
That shit wasn't even like, he definitely just got crazy plastic surgery because he did not look shit like Jimin.
Same time that the Ollie London guy.
And, like,
everyone was talking
There
about
have been people who did get like plastic surgery to look Asian, and like it works. Like, it's crazy that people do that. However, it's accurate and it literally works. He did not get that shit. Like, I don't know. Like, there was two other people. I swear, it was like some dude, a Brazilian dude, and then it was some white lady. He got it, and they did look Asian. Like, the plastic surgeon did their job, and they didn't fuck around. that shit was accurate. They looked like normal people too, not like K-pop idols, like normal Asian people. And it's like, Ollie London did not get that shit. He just got lip filler.
Which now they've gone back and forth. They were like,
and like a nasty rhinoplasty. She should have went to Turkey.
I identify as this and that, and it's like, okay, I can't keep up. And obviously, like, I want to be respectful to everybody, but there are people who are just trolls and who are very mentally ill, like Ollie London. And then, you know, he changed his pronouns to God bless America and turned like MAGA, which is, I would say it was a
Just
plot
scary.
twist.
Yeah.
But obviously it was what was gonna get him.
Yo, imagine
insane. But
like doing a crazy heist.
He was getting just so
Like
much attention.
you dead ass rob like Fort Knox and you steal all the money and shit, and then you go to the plastic surgeon, turn Asian, and run. Like they never gonna find you. They're not gonna be expecting you to look Asian.
Look Korean. And a crazy little connection here is that my cousin was one of them. That's cool. It's not strange. Anyways, listen, you can like an aesthetic, you can like things like that. Obviously cool. I'm not gonna comment on anyone's mental health.
That lady who got the age reversal thing. What lady? What age? How do you mean age reversal? Fuck you mean age reversal? Who?
About it, but have done to achieve this would be injections. Now these type of, I don't want to be like injecting this chemical, everything's a fucking chemical, water is a chemical, but injecting these types of compound chemicals and
there was a black Japanese mixed guy who literally looked like an Asian with black skin. The slur list was long. Yo, oh hell nah. Bro's not getting 0 piece.
Your skin.
Keep them off Instagram reels. You gotta put them in
mental health
protection.
Going on, and I think that really does need to
from
be
the Instagram reels.
Of that possibility, because holy shit, I personally think you have to go to this extreme. You got to be a little bit mentally ill. And then also another person that a lot of people are bringing up in the comment sections or within the same conversation of Donna Briggs is Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa is
What the fuck is Sammy?
Dominican descent, and he
Oh,
was
what the hell?
born and raised in the Dominican Republic before playing baseball.
Oh hell no! Yep, it's that weird paint color.
Clearly changed over time. And now a lot of people might think, well, oh, white people will go to tanning beds or either get injections or things
Trying to
like that
sit
their
correctly
bodies.
so I don't mess up my
Why can't,
shorts, but I keep
Sammy
sitting
Sosa
on the wall.
or Donna Briggs do that. And I think obviously the level to extreme is important, like the level at which they're doing that, and then also just denying your race completely is important to understand as well.
Someone
And
said
then
fried rice with
in
chicken. Nah, that's
history and
crazy.
perception in general. So historically, black features have been patronized, ridiculed, and exaggerated in media and just in life in general. And so obviously there's
Yeah,
a
she
lot of
looks like
nuance to this
50, but
conversation,
looks late
not only
30s now. Got it done in
features
Mexico.
aspect of it,
That's kind of
but
crazy.
also
That must be that
perceptions that go into
good
it. Donna
facelift.
Briggs completely denying that she was ever black, and then also basing her social media presence on self-love when her change in appearance, or drastic change in appearance rather, it just kind of exudes self-hate. So there you go. If you did not know why anyone was talking about, it's me, Donna Briggs. Whenever I hear that, I think, it's me, Jessica, I'm in here. That's Donna Briggs. Donna Briggs is in here, right? It's giving white chicks, it's giving hot chick. I mean, those movies are fabulous, but yeah, that girl, that black woman is fighting to get out, and obviously, like, it's sad, obviously, but it's also weird, and it can be two things at once, you know? Also, it's not my body, so, like, I don't care, but hey, it's on the internet, so I'm gonna talk about it. All right, so if you are
No, that's crazy. And you know what's crazy? It's like, I don't know why she's bad. I can't not fixate on it because I keep looking at her and I see that, why are you bad at makeup? Why are your eyebrows like that? Why is your eyelashes not sticking in the corners? Why is your wig stiff? When her wigs didn't used to be stiff and her makeup wasn't bad. She had them 90s eyebrows, but like that was the style. That just left wrinkles gone and everything. That's crazy. But like, so you know, like, you ever seen them videos, like, the Chinese makeup artists who are like, literally Michelangelo with the foundation brush. Where they're just like, they could just become anybody. She not good like that. Not the stiff wig. That wig is stiff. Crunchy. It needs some fabric softener. See this? Her wig don't do that. That shit move like... That shit moving 8 frames a second. That shit stiff. It looked like ramen noodles. Alright, all that money, all that Rolls Royce money she got, there's no reason to have a stiff wig. And it's like, what's going on? I'm scared. It's like, she don't gotta do this. Me with matching foundation, but it's got that eye side. Yeah, nah, that is. Yo, get into Sephora. The people need you, bro. Them Sephora artists cannot match for shit. You gotta be the foundation avatar. And like, reunite all the undertones. But bruh. I cannot. Already taken my auto. I did it for friend people that their stuff was a sew and I was so proud. Yo. Already taken my auto. Did it for friend people that their stuff was a sew and I was so proud. Yo. Get into the become a beauty guru. Make $1 million. And then get in an argument with somebody and then get exposed. Then run with your money. Yeah, like it's her again. Everybody, like literally, I went to bed. I saw the first couple videos. I was like, I went to bed and I woke up and everybody and their mother. I guess there's so many YouTubers out in California. Pointing at the screen. You trying to get me doing a soy jack face. I can feel it. I feel it on my bones. Where is it? I can feel it. I feel it on my bones. Where is it? I feel it. I feel it on my bones. Alright, now clip it and ship it. Alright, now clip it and ship it. Well, I'm insane. I could feel it in my bones coursing through my veins when it becomes so cold. What the hell? Well, I'm insane. I could feel it in my bones coursing through my veins when it becomes so cold. What the hell? There's me, and there's another thing on my TV. Isn't that crazy? It keeps going on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. There's me, and there's another thing on my TV. Isn't that crazy? It keeps going on. Falling reverse. Falling reverse. In the Big 2-5? After he was arguing with high schoolers? Falling reverse. Falling reverse. In the Big 2-5? After he was arguing with high schoolers? Falling reverse. Falling reverse. In the Big 2-5? After he was arguing with high schoolers? This relay is kind of crazy. Listen, yo. I am not listening. I am deaf. Listen, yo. I am not listening. I am deaf. Listen. You know, other than the watermark that always lingers in the corner, I started using, well, obviously you can see the watermark Prism Live. I started using that instead of Streamlabs because Streamlabs was pissing me off. Like, let me tell you something about Streamlabs. I hate Streamlabs. As soon as I know they give them money is fine, bruh. I'm fine. But yo, Streamlabs is so ass. It keeps giving me error messages. First of all, one, they were never that good. And plus, they have so many in-app purchases. It's disturbing. Like, and they really are just like a inferior, like, cash grabby ripoff of regular OBS. But since I can't get OBS on the phone, I'm struggling through a bunch of bullshit. And so I'm sitting here fighting my way through live streaming with OBS. I mean, not OBS. OBS is fine. With Streamlabs, and it's like constantly something wrong. And more recently, I was probably on like an update or something. They keep getting like error messages over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like not letting me stream. And then it would just keep spinning and spinning. And then when I tried to look it up, I cannot find anything that would troubleshoot it in an easy way because it's just a bunch of SEO slop in their name. And it's like, anything that even looks like troubleshooting, it's a 10-minute video where I'm going to have to dig through an entire 10-minute video. There are a bunch of ad breaks probably. And it's just like, I'm not sitting here giving you my watch hours and getting redirected and bounced video to video just so you can make your money off of me trying to troubleshoot my problems with your software. So I'm using Prism. I think it's made by the same people. It's made by Naver. I think that's Line. You know, Line, the messaging service. And it's like, yeah. So that's what I'm doing, and it's working a lot better. Also, their like service for their like way of setting up the widgets and stuff, like the chat, so much faster and so much more intuitive. It's insane. I don't understand how Streamlabs even has any sort of leg over anybody in the competition. It's disturbing. But anyway, fuck Streamlabs. All my homies hate Streamlabs. All my homies hate Streamlabs. All my homies hate Streamlabs. Real shit. All my homies hate Streamlabs. Facts. That's so funny that I could do that now. But yo, every now and then, I guess that's just how YouTube works. But every now, I guess I've been watching more and more small channels because I've been watching more of my own videos, trying to see what's like, watch them back. You gotta look at them. They play when you go into the comment section or reply to a comment and whatnot. So I'll get more smaller channels in there because it's like, you get recommended channels based on like things that are similar to you. And it's like, I keep getting like more and more like crazy people in my like feed, bro. It's kind of ridiculous. Well, this isn't my account. This is like my mom's, cause she's who signed in. But like in general, like my name is just like crazy people left, right, and center talking about like nonsense, just straight conspiracy theories. Like people talking about like nonsense, straight up rumors, tomfoolery, all sorts of stuff. Talk about some people as lizards. Type shit. Let me set up something in the background. Why is it spinning? 10 hours. What the fuck? But yo, anyway, it's been like almost it's not almost, like 3.5 hours. People pulling out of chat. I don't have much else to say. I'll probably just end it. End the stream soonish. Soon, yeah, probably soonish. It's been a long time. I've done a lot of yapping. And type shit. Nobody else is really in here, I think, anymore. Well, there's one person in there. I don't know who's in, but somebody's in here. Anyway, so they're gonna sign out. Probably won't stream tomorrow because I don't need to stream twice in a row. I don't know what time it is. It's probably late, but yeah. I might stream Sunday if I feel like it. Okay. Bye. Thanks for watching. How do I end this? Peace.